Hello and welcome to the Race of Champions, where for the first time in its 30-year history, the competition has come to the Middle East. Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia and home to a population of 6 million people, plays host to this year's event. Despite plenty of remnants from its past, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is actually less than 100 years old, built on the wealth of being the world's biggest producer and exporter of oil. This is where the action takes place, the stunning King Fahd Stadium. It took 10 days to build the track, and the famous Race of Champions crossover bridge is back. Well, today it's the Nations Cup, which is the team event of the Race of Champions, where drivers pair up based on their nationality. Historically, Germany have been the most dominant in this event, winning 7 out of the 17 years it's been a part of the Race of Champions. 11 competing teams, each comprising of 2 drivers, are split into 3 groups. Each nation races against one another. The winners of Group A and C will go head-to-head in the semi-finals, while Group B's winner will be the best-performing second-place team from Group A or B in the other semi-final. It's a best-of-3 contest in the semis, with the winners progressing to the grand final. No battle here this year for Germany, but a strong team of Timo Bernhard and René Rast. Look at that absolutely fantastic, beautiful stadium here in Saudi Arabia. Can't wait for the action to start. The crowd are really pumped up, so are we, and we're hoping you guys are at home as well. Here are some of the drivers coming into the stadium. Huge cheers from the crowd, both for the famous faces from abroad and, of course, for the home teams too. At the presentation, both in English and in Arabic, equal cheers all around. Solberg there on his feet, standing waving to the crowd. Lando Norris, one of the many rookies here this year. Great to see so many new faces joining in. Johan Kristoffersen there, the World Rallycross champion. We've got the WEC champion as well. There, we've got our e-racing team. E-Rock will be telling you about all of that later on in the show as well. Team Lebanon, super popular locally. Look at that, they can't wait to get started. Home win anywhere in the Middle East, I think, will count as a home win. Team UAE. Audience going mad, absolutely fantastic. And finally, of course, Team Saudi Arabia. Racing at home, Yazid Al-Rashid, the rally driver, and Ahmed bin Karman, who qualified using the skills challenge here outside the stadium. Really, really popular. Both up on top of the car. Will they be on top of the car at the end of this evening's proceedings? We are about to find out. Here we go then. Group A are the first people to go up against each other. You can see Germany. We've got Team South America. We've got Mexico and USA. And then we're going to have the races from Group B. Group A and Group B will be on and off the track together for the first portion of this event, and then we'll see Group C taking part as well. We'll talk you through the proceedings as we go and try and get you guys to understand all the fantastic action as it happens. My name is Andrew Coley, delighted to be here at the Race of Champions. Alongside me is Neil Cole. Looking forward to this. Reporting from the paddock, we have got Jenny Gow and David Croft. They'll be bringing you the interviews from all those drivers that you guys are so looking forward to seeing in action. Traditional, of course, end of season celebration. Race of Champions has been at the start of the year for the last couple of occasions. Miami last time, and now Saudi Arabia, Neil Cole. We're in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it's extraordinary. What an amazing atmosphere in the stadium. And great to be here for the first time, but also we've got a lot of rookies. If we talk about the actual action here, the Team Germany have been so dominant, but both German drivers this time are brand new to Race of Champions, just like the venue. I mean, this venue's been here since 1987. Race of Champions started in 1988. It's a match made in heaven. This is absolutely perfect. And look at the NASCARs that they're racing in.
So René Rast is up for this one for Germany. Ryan Hunter-Reay for the USA. So Ryan Hunter-Reay, you can see, is in the outside lane, and the clutch was creeping there for Hunter-Reay. So we've got a green light right at the start of proceedings. Looks like we've had what I would call a jump start. Now, are they going to stop the race, or will they carry on? Because for me, I'm sure you saw, Neil, Ryan Hunter-Reay in the outside lane, they've red flagged it. So Ryan Hunter-Reay crept on the line. They might have been trying to find the bite point on the clutch, but either way, he's broken the timing beam. Lights are gone, then he's then gone, oh no, hang on a minute, I'm not ready, which is classic saying, racing driver, please, can we have a rerun?
Exactly.
So what are we going to get?
Because the rules here are, if you jump start, you get 5 seconds plus your jump start, the amount of advantage you gained. So Ryan Hunter-Reay, who's done quite a few Race of Champions now, he's been quite strong over the last few years. He's savvy. He knows if he sits there, and the rookie, René Rast, who's, you know, hot from being a DTM champion, just wants to go. He wants to get started. So if Ryan Hunter-Reay knows he sits there, he's blocking a lane. The race can't carry on, so they have to have a restart.
So have a look at this in the outside lane. You see, so in fact, yeah, you can see he's over the line. You can see in the gap in the barrier there in the middle, we've got a timing beam, and that's what's broken by the cars, either to discern whether or not they've had a jump start, or also, of course, when they cross the start line, we've got another one at the finish line, which is actually slightly further up the straight, which means we get a great race out of that final pair of corners, inside or outside lane. What's he saying?
It's not going to work. Oh, sit. Go!
He says that the car's stalling, I think.
No, it's almost as if he's saying, so for me, he's saying that the clutch is kind of fully engaged. He's trying to start it. When he starts the car moves. So yeah, you're right. It's from a racing point of view. Okay.
And that's a massive V8, and if it cuts, you're going nowhere. It's a big, heavy car as well.
He could start that on the starter. When the lights change, roll the starter on, just crank it up, and it'd be a slight disadvantage, I must admit. But okay, well, there you go. So not the start that he or we were looking for, but that's the way it goes. We've got plenty more cars, so we can swap them over if necessary. One of them's fired up. We've got people climbing over barriers and heading down now. Okay, so René Rast is heading back to the paddock. And I'm assuming that we're going to recover Ryan Hunter-Reay from the outside lane. And you guys are going to have to wait even longer for some action. So are we. So we've actually seen quite a lot of laps, Neil, but only one car at a time. And so we haven't got used to, if you're a regular viewer of the Race of Champions, you'll know that with the figure of 8 track, now that the Race of Champions bridge is back, there's that point at which you start to figure it out. The 2 laps are different lengths, so when they cross the line, there's always a stagger. And at the minute, Neil, we don't know how that stagger's going to play out.
We haven't seen it, because when they're in practice, all these drivers get a chance to race against each other a little bit, but they're often on track in different cars during practice. So they never get a chance to see, well, actually, how does my time stack up against someone else's? They can see it on the timing screens later, but not physically side by side. So the first time we get matching cars, we'll see what the stagger is halfway round one race.
We're looking forward to that, but unfortunately, as I say, we're just having to wait a little bit longer.
But these cars are amazing. These NASCARs have been in Race of Champions for a few years now, and the sound of them when they get going around the stadium. And we've been joined this year as well. The same Whelen NASCAR, Euro NASCAR team have given us some extreme pickups, which the drivers love doing.
He's jumped the start. Now, dare I say it, he's jumped the start here, and he's either there's a problem, or he's being extremely clever and just absolutely refusing that there's something wrong with the car, and at which point they'll get a rerun. So whatever happens, we're going to see something else. So, okay, well, I think we've got René Rast down with Jenny Gao. So we're going to go down and have a chat with René. Of course, he was due to start this race and get his Race of Champions career underway just a few moments ago, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can find out a little bit more now. Do you know anything? Can you inform us of what's happened?
I didn't really see it. At the start, he was crawling a little bit. Maybe it's a clutch problem. I don't really know. But yeah, it's very, very unfortunate that we couldn't do the race.
Yeah, it's one of those things. A little bit of a false start for everybody, but I'm sure we'll get underway. Just tell me, you took the start anyway. How does it feel out there? What's the track feeling like? How are you expecting things to play out?
Obviously, at the beginning, it's a bit slippery because our tires are still cold, and the track is also getting colder and colder. So it's quite less grip or little grip. But hopefully, obviously, with more laps and, you know, when the tires are getting hotter, it's going to be better. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
Tell you what, you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders. Germany have a fantastic reputation in the Nations Cup Challenge. So, can you do it for Sebastian Vettel? Can you do it for Team Germany and the whole of the German public?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of pressure. But at first, we are here for fun, you know. We just want to enjoy. But obviously, once the lights are out, you want to win the race. So, we give it a try and see where we end up.
This is a big beast of a vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different to what I'm used to, but it's lots of fun, has lots of power, and actually is quite quick.
Okay, we'll let you get on with it. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thanks.
Well, the drivers have really been enjoying the Whelen NASCAR because it's got so much grunt through those rear wheels, and it needs a little bit of a send to make it turn in, so you can get on the gas and tail out. We've got a couple of the rock cars heading round to take the start now. So this is Joseph Newgarden another rookie here at the Race of Champions. In fact, it's a pair of rookies, Timo Bernhard. So both these guys making their debuts here. Timo Bernhard, of course, WEC champion 2 times and a double Le Mans winner as well. Races here a little bit shorter than 24 hours, so he should be okay for energy levels at least. Okay, revs up, and finally we've got the Race of Champions underway. Newgarden on the inside, down towards turn 1, and around the outside, Timo Bernhard. So down and through the left-handers for the first time. We'll talk you around the track a little bit more. There's the chicane onto the top of the bridge, and Neil, that was because we were getting some quite serious air.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with some of the cars, the suspension's good enough to handle an actual jump over the bridge, but some of them have got such sort of fragile suspension that it was a little bit too much. So a little bit of a chicane on the bridge just to slow them down slightly, but still you'll notice some of the cars do get a lift. So that's the stagger.
That is the stagger. That's the first time we've seen it. Now, what we don't know, of course, is how that translates to relative pace in the cars. Up onto the chicane goes Bernhard, chucks it left and right out towards the wall on the outside. And you'll see as they come around towards the end of the lap. Now, Bernhard heads back towards the centre of the stadium, but you'll see that Newgarden will just come down towards the finish. And then we've got the tight one on the inside, the open one on the outside. And to me, Bernhard's going to get this. It's closer than I thought, though. So Bernhard takes the first checker flag, and that's a good result for Germany. Of course, the reigning champions in the Nations Cup. And last time, Neil, that was won by Sebastian Vettel all on his own.
On his own, because Pascal, of course, was injured. So Timo has done very well. Of course, very talented driver, but this is a world apart from endurance. You know, these are very, very short races, but they're used to kind of getting into a car and being able to switch on immediately.
He's all wide-eyed and fired up, and it's going to be a tiring night for them. Although the races are short, your adrenaline levels go up and down a lot during the course of the evening, and that means that you get a little bit more tired. So did he? Okay, there we go. So Newgarden, in fact, our timing screen shows a little yellow marker, which I missed during the race. That means that he had a warning for touching the chicane. So 2 of those, and you get a 5-second penalty. 1 race down, we've got a lot more to go. Bernhard having a debrief down in the paddock area. Climbs out the side. These are the results so far. Okay, so that's showing 1 win for Germany. There we are. So races on the left. There, first time I've seen the graphics too. Races on the left, 1 apiece, obviously, and wins for Germany. So that would suggest that they are also going to rerun the first race, Neil. So I wondered if they might, you know, forfeit that, but no, we're going to have a rerun of that. And that might be what we've got now. Okay, this is Montoya.
So this is, Montoya. Now, last year in Miami, Montoya was a completely surprise package. He won Race of Champions on his first appearance. So this time he's come back as a reigning champion for tomorrow, but he's got to do it all from scratch today with his teammate, Helio Castroneves.
On the inside then, Montoya, our champion. Neil, that was, I think, was unexpected, I think, to come and do it as a rookie.
Definitely, but rookies have done well here. I remember way back in 2004, Heikki Kovalainen was a rookie, and he was the first non-rally driver ever to win Race of Champions. So if you're a talented driver and you can switch it on and you know just to concentrate, put together a good lap without making any mistakes, then you've got a good chance.
Well, we'll see who makes the mistakes today. Calderon crossing the line first. Another idea of the stagger. So clearly the outside to inside is the shortest first lap. It's going to be about how close they are in between. Listen to that bellow of the V8s.
These ones are working.
There. Go on, Neil.
These ones are working. It was interesting what René Rast was saying, is that we presume because of where we are that it's hot, but it's not. It's chilly in the evenings. It's Northern Hemisphere winter, so it's cold. It's getting colder, so the tarmac is cold.
Super close between them. Goes to Calderon. How much was the difference between them? Absolutely nothing. My goodness me, less than 1/10 of a second, according to the timing screens. So that was super close. They're rolling back towards the paddock, closing back up the gate in the centre. Yes, Neil, you're right, very cold. And interesting, of course, they've had no practice in the evenings. All the practice sessions that we've done during the day. Look at some of the action from that one. That was super close at the finish, really, really close. You could see as well the speed differential between the 2 lanes. The outside lane's carrying a lot more speed. And, you know, we're learning about this track as you guys are at home. That outside lane is a longer, more open radius corner, so we're expecting to see them carry more pace out. But it's Montoya then that took that. The graphic, I'm sure, said that was the other way around when they crossed the line. But there we are. So it was Montoya who took the win, not Calderon. Our apologies. So the reigning champion off to a good start. In fact, both the reigning champions off to a good start. So Germany and Montoya with the win. Of course, racing for their nations today. Up next then, Memo Rojas, 2017 ELMS champion, 4 times a Grand Am champion. And he's up against Helio Castro-Neves, 3 times an Indy 500 winner. That's a decent record, isn't it? So on the inside, Rojas. On the outside, Castro-Neves. Green light and away. You can actually see the start in the centre. It's 5 red lights and then they go off. So the drivers are looking for the lights to go out before they take the start. And feeling for the grip level. So we've said it a couple of times, because the action here comes so quickly, we've not got round to finishing it. These guys haven't had any practice in these conditions. That's the first decent jump we've seen off the top of the crest as well. So the temperatures are different, and Neil, they're going to have to feel their way around for these first couple of races.
Yeah, the good thing is that the rock cars are sort of purpose-built for this circuit. They're designed to work on the Race of Champions circuit. Oh, that's close over the start.
Yeah, very close.
And so they can throw this around. The track is wide enough for these guys to afford a bit of a drift.
Rojas has clipped the barrier on the inside, so they could get a warning for that. We'll wait and see if it appears on the timing screen. But hooking a wheel over the inside means they get a penalty.
And that's why that little barrier is there, to try and stop any ditch hooking.
Yeah, rally driver's favourite, basically. Yeah, stick a wheel in, chuck the dust on for the other guy. Take a 10th of a second, thanks very much. Round the long left, it is going to be very close at the line, closer than I thought when the stagger was that far apart. It is Castro-Neves who takes it 0.2 of a second.
So that's very good news for Team Latin America.
Nicely done. And again back. So now we're back underway. Nice to see things rolling at a decent pace. As I say, after our slight delay, I can see 2 of the Whelen NASCARs at the front, so I wonder if we're going to be sending out that first race which was stopped. There's a replay of clipping the barrier on the inside, and that would have cost a little bit of time, because for me, I thought that Rojas was ahead when they got to the split. It looked from the way the lanes have been going so far, and then of course he's maybe clipped that barrier on the inside and lost a bit of time. It's a shame we didn't have this on board camera on the car that hit the barrier. Just a wheel off the ground. These cars running on gravel tyres, look, so big knobbly tyres. They're not great for accuracy. They do mean that they can move the car around a little bit. Here's the scores as they stand. Team Latin America, 2 races, 2 wins. Team Germany, 1 race and a win. The others with the losses so far. Still friendly between the drivers.
All right, let's do it.
Helmets and hands devices off. Fist pump, happy days. Long way to go yet. The 2 NASCARs are rolling out. Okay, so the German and the American flags, as I say, I'm thinking this is going to be our rerun.
This is race 1.
See, yeah.
Ryan Hunter-Reay, what happened?
I got to the start line and put it in gear and it just died. So something with the clutch, you know, a couple days worth of abuse here with practices, and decided to go at the start line. So that's unfortunate. I don't know. I'm hoping I get a redo, but I don't think they're going to give me that one.
Are you seriously suggesting you guys have been abusing these cars in practice, or is it just the way you guys race?
That's what we're here for, yeah.
Do you reckon you'll be allowed to go again? Is it a technical fault?
I'm going to go find out right now.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, they are away from the line and they are going again, and it's René Rast who gets the better start. So Ryan Hunter-Reay a little bit more cautious with him. Rast really chucking that big car around. Look at that, a little bit of lift off again over the crest coming down the bridge. Now, the driver's saying, Neil, in fact, earlier on today, it was one of our sim racers who said to me, it's like sitting behind a pool table. The bonnet is so long on these things, really hard. And even the proest of the pros are saying this is a hard car to judge the distance of the length of the nose.
Yeah, I remember sitting in one of these last year in Miami and going around, and they're enormous. They're such a big car, and for them to be able to get this around, that's why it takes such a big, wide line through the chicane on the bridge, because otherwise you're going to spin.
That's Rast, power on, through the right and then the left. And I think it's going to be advantage Rast here. The inside line's a bit tighter. He's a long way ahead. And it is Rast who takes the first race from Ryan Hunter-Reay. So that would have been the re-race of race 1. So good to see that has gone ahead and happened, and that means that we'll have fair scores for that first group of races.
And not great news for Team USA, who Ryan Hunter-Reay experienced. Maybe he got rattled slightly by the not being able to start the first race. Look at the wheel spin.
Yeah, massive. And that, you know, that's the trick. He's trying to get the power down. In fact, to me, it looked like Rast almost had more wheel spin, but seemed still to generate forward traction. So we'll see what happens as the night progresses. Maybe there's some rubber going down, maybe that gets a bit more temperature up. They roll back into the paddock. And we should have an idea now after those first 4 races. There we are. Okay, so 2 wins apiece then for Team Latin America and Team Germany. Nothing on the board so far for Team USA and Team Mexico. Yes.
Now that's particularly impressive for Team Germany because he's getting congratulated by his Audi friend there, Tom Christensen. Such good bonhomie among all the drivers who come here to compete. And look, they've just raced against each other, and that's Ryan congratulating him. What's interesting for Team Germany is there's such huge backlog of wins for them in the Rock Nations Cup, and the René Rast and Timo Bernhard, of course, supremely talented drivers. René Rast beating former Race of Champions winner Matthias Ekstrom to the DTM title last year.
Yes, Memo Rojas, well, you've had your first taste of going out there and really seeing what this Race of Champions circuit is like. What do you reckon?
It's amazing. It's my first Race of Champions race, so I'm happy to be here. And unfortunately, I hit one of the blocks in the apex. We had a close finish with Helio. It was very, very close. You always think, without that hit, I would have been able to beat him. But, it is what it is. And good job by Helio. He's an amazing driver, and we'll get them next time.
I was going to say, what do you take into the next race? What do you gain from doing that one under the belt?
It's all about consistency here, and different disciplines, different cars. So whoever's can adapt the fastest would get the edge. I think that having a clean lap is the most important, but you got to push at the same time. So that's why it's difficult. Huh?
Yeah, I'm just going to go behind you. Thank you so much, and see if we can speak to the Americans as well, because they're having a little chin wag, so I'm going to try and interrupt them. Ryan Andre, also Mr. Newgarden is here as well. How was that? A little bit of a delayed start for you.
Yeah, I spun the rears a little bit off the start, and then on the straight, starting the second lap, I went to go up to third, and I somehow got all Revlon there, so I guess it was first. I'm not sure, but just rushed in the upshift, I guess, and got a whole lot of bell on it, and it just it really slowed down my lap. So unfortunate. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, Joseph, what's it like to watch your teammates be out here and doing Race of Champions?
Well, it's a blast. I can tell you what, it's a lot of fun, but we have not started how we needed to. So I don't know how this works. I don't know how the eliminations work. If we get another shot, though, I think we got to win out now. So that was our warm up. Hopefully, we can get on it now.
Okay, power to the Americans. Thank you very much.
I'm loving the Americans immediately. There's a brand new phrase, a whole lot of bell on it. Basically, someone's looking at the data now and going, yeah, he buzzed it. It was definitely first and not third. And then we don't know how the qualifications work. So that's what happens when you get a rookie on board. He's not quite sure. I think Ryan Hunter-Reay probably does know how it works. But yeah, they're right. They need to win.
I think that's Frederick Johnson explaining how the qualifications...
I just overheard you.
Yeah. Here's how it actually works.
Here's how it works. Okay, so we've had our first group of races from Group A. They're not done yet, but we have Group B coming up next. So you can see in this one, we've got Team Nordic, we've got Team UK, Team Sweden, and we've got our E-Rock team, and that is brand new this year. So we had our first ever E-Rock Race of Champions earlier on today. We had 4 of the world's best sim racers were invited along to take part. They went head-to-head on the sims. They had an assessment lap out on the track where they drove on their own in the rock car, and that was particularly tricky for Brendan Lee, who has never driven a real car until 2 weeks ago. He doesn't have a driver's license, so fantastic job by him. But this man was the man to beat, Enzo Bonito. He took every single win in the sim category, and that meant that it would be him and Brendan Lee, the recent F1 e-racing world champion, who would go head-to-head to win the place in the E-Rock team for the Race of Nations, and of course a spot in the Race of Champions. So bearing in mind, Brendan Lee is driving here a rock car, a racing car, 2 weeks after never having driven a car. He did a fantastic job. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to keep up with Enzo Bonito, who, has to be said, also was given a maximum score by the judges for his driving performance on track. It's him that joins the E-Rock team alongside Rudy Van Buren. So Rudy Van Buren is McLaren's fastest racer winner, and he's one of their official sim drivers. So this is a team that, you know, it's going to be really interesting. Sim racing's absolutely massive, Neil, and if a company like McLaren has employed a guy, they've got a guy here, the first person in F1 who's employed just to deal with esports, Ben, his name is, and he was talking to me about their plans for this. They're really serious about this, and they think e-racers can go on maybe to race in full size. It could be another route into motorsport without huge budgets.
Well, of course, most young drivers now are in sim. They spend more time in the sim than they do out on track. So it's a match. It's a perfect match to bring the sim world, and the sims are getting better and better. But this guy doesn't need any simulators. Tom Kristensen, the Le Mans legend, absolutely brilliant. He's done one more race of champions than I have. This guy's never done one before.
No, Rudy Van Buren was up here, so if you watched the E-Rock Race of Champions earlier on, it's live on Facebook, so you can go back and find it on there if you like. And he was up here commentating with me, and he's absolutely dead keen to get back into full-size motorsport. And, you know, he left the sport about 8 years ago because he ran out of budget. He was a Dutch karting champion, competed at a very high level, but ran out of money and has found a way back and is now working for McLaren. So, random route to the top, and he wants to get involved with McLaren's full-size car. So what can he do here against the legend Tom Kristensen? So Kristensen up and over the bridge, bit of a wiggle as the front wheels come back down to earth. And so far this is a pretty decent performance. Van Buren goes around into the left-hander. He's got a big push on in the V8 around the left. It's going to be fairly close. They come across the lines. Okay, this is a good start for Rudy Van Buren. I think he's holding up well.
Shocking. If one of these guys beats Tom Kristensen, then I think the world will turn on its head, because Tom is incredible. I've sat in one of these cars with him, and his control is incredible. He gets a full drift round turn one.
It's going to be really, really close. Van Buren around the left-hander on the inside. Kristensen, so Van Buren's got to try and lay the power down. We know he's going to get a faster exit. Is the E-Rock going to make a shock here at the Race of Champions? Oh, he's just defeated. Kristensen only just holds on by 0.2 of a second. Rudy Van Buren is good in the real world of racing, not just the sim world.
Yeah, it's more than just a gamer, isn't it? And Kristensen's been taught a bit of a lesson there. You could see as they came around that final long sweeping left-hander before the start-finish straight, Tom's kind of going, oh, he's there. Oh, he's actually there.
He's there.
I thought I'd have left him a lap and a half ago.
Thought had a
back
nice
in his
draw.
room.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a nice
playing
draw.
on his games.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and proving McLaren's theory that it might just be possible to take these guys. And we have seen it before. Things like GT Academy, we've seen Jan Mardenborough go through to become a Works Nissan driver. In fact, we've got another driver here from Nissan Academy, Ahmed bin Khanan, who's taking part for Saudi Arabia, has come from GT Academy as well out here in the Middle East. So, yeah, interesting, really interesting. I know as well, Rudy, I know earlier was keen to know whether or not he would have that pace. You know, he hopes he does, but he doesn't know for sure. They haven't met on track in practice. Suddenly, he has.
But we know that Petter Solberg himself is scared that he's going to be embarrassed by an e-racer, because he's been looking at Enzo. He's so impressed by
He's been judging
Enzo
him
Benito.
today.
Yeah.
He's been judging him today. So on the inside, Enzo Benito, the E-Rock winner for his place in that team. And on the outside, Petter Solberg, World Rally champion, twice a World Rally Cross champion. This buggy should be right up his street, but don't underestimate Benito. He was fantastic, and they put a lid on him a little bit, didn't they? They wanted to slow them down a bit because they were taking some pretty big risks. I think maybe the sim racers weren't quite aware of how much it might hurt if you stick it in the wall.
Look, he's Italian, and his name is Enzo. He's bound to be quick.
Yeah, he's going to try. He's going to try. Solberg comes across the line first, but again, the stagger between them is not massive. And Petter, I'm sure, it won't have been lost on him how tight it was between Kristensen and Van Buren in the previous one. So Solberg up and over, wearing glasses here. Now, me and Neil are very familiar with Petter from the World Rally Cross Championship, which is where you'll often find us. And I think Solberg is going to be run a little bit closer than he would like, but I'm pretty sure he's going to take it around the outside lap. But what a drive by Enzo Benito. So absolutely fantastic. Solberg takes the win, but well done, the E-Rock team. Fantastic.
Bravissimo to Enzo, because he had not driven a race car before this weekend, not properly, not on a track, not at speed. So he's gone from sims to running Petter Solberg to within a second of beating him.
My mind's slightly blown. I may have to go home and break out the gaming gear.
I'm going straight on the simulator.
Yeah, seriously, I'm rubbish on the simulator as well, which is terrifying.
Actually, I've got quite good on
Have
this
you?
one. Yeah.
Oh, no, I won't be playing you again then, Neil. There we are, Solberg working hard at the wheel. He got the reward for it. He took the win. Look at that, close in on the barrier. But these guys are not going to have it as easy as they thought.
Yeah.
Against the Sim All-Stars. There we are. He's happy. There are the glasses we were talking about. And he said to me, he said, I was in a restaurant, looked at the menu, said no, else I couldn't read it. So he's got glasses. I said, do you think it will make me faster? And he said, I think I'm fast enough. But I don't know. I don't think he'd mind being a little bit quicker. What a view of the stadium here.
See, as the action starts to hot up, the evening is getting cooler and the dust starts to come in. So the track is just going to evolve over the course of the next hour and a half as we get closer and closer to the sharp end of this. It's just going to get a little bit dusty, a little bit colder. And these guys need to get good results in early.
They came into the first right-hander here. Yeah. On the sit-out, and
I'm listening to Solberg and Christensen trying to hit just exactly the banter they're having, but okay, good job by them. So 2 races each for Nordic and Sim Racing All-Stars, but it is 2 wins to Team Nordic. So Team Nordic, who performed very well at the Race of Champions in the past, are right up there already.
I remember watching them do their special Nordic dance on the podium in Barbados when they won. Interestingly, of course, Petter Solberg has his World Rallycross teammate, Johan Kristoffersson, with him as a competitor this time. He'll be up again, teamed with Joel Eriksson.
He will indeed, yeah. Joel Eriksson in the Swedish team with Kristoffersson. So, yeah, Solberg and Kristoffersson have been separated here, and we've got our Nordic squad and our Swedish squad. So the Nordic squad, of course, was, I think we had the 2 drivers, didn't we, from different countries, which is where the Team Nordic came from. Now, I remember that. Was that Barbados they made their debut together? Well, either way, on the inside, then Lando Norris away. Everyone's been in. So Lando Norris is another guy who races a lot of sims. Max Verstappen races a lot of sims. So we're starting to see a bit of a trend here. It's very interesting the way these younger drivers have embraced the technology. Here, they've got to embrace the V8, and that's something different. So let's see how they get on. Now, Joel Eriksson, of course, these guys have been racing together all season, I think, as well, if I remember correctly. Lando Norris, the champion, Joel Eriksson, the runner-up. So there'll be a little bit of needle between them.
And the theme of America, Lando's just come back from Daytona, so he'll be feeling super American in an American car. Big slide there.
Oh, and in the wall!
Yep.
In the wall, so on the outside there's contact with the wall for Lando Norris. He'll get a warning for that almost certainly. Has he damaged the car or not? And is he going to be able to catch up? So at the minute, he's having it handed to him by Joel Eriksson, but Norris is still close. Joel Eriksson tries to get the power down around the outside. You can see the car's a little bit sideways. He's struggling for traction, but he's going to take it. Would Norris have got it if he hadn't have touched the wall? So no warning needed really for Lando Norris because he's lost the race, but it was front right, wasn't it, in the first corner, but on his second lap. So pretty much in the background from where you're looking now is where Lando Norris ended up just tapping the wall. So got away with it really, Neil.
Yeah, he did, and that's one of the key things. If you don't hug the inside of that big turn 1, you will drift out and hit the wall. That's the fine line of whether you're at 99% or 101%. I wonder if he was in 3rd or 4th, because some of the drivers are hitting 4th on that big outside turn 1. I think he might have been going a little bit too quick.
Ended up in the wall. Tiny tap on the rear first of all. That may have taken some of the hit out for him. Either way, loses race 1.
That'll feel good though for Joel, won't it?
Yeah, it will, very much.
For last season.
Yeah, very much. He'll be very happy about that indeed, won't he? So first blood to Team Sweden there.
There we go.
Yeah, look. Okay, so we've got a bit of
that's
dust.
That's wall concrete in there.
Yeah. There's drivers who've been in the wall and drivers who are going in the wall. That's a NASCAR thing, isn't it? Sorry, America. But yeah, got away with it. Only minor damage on the car as well. That's good. We don't want to lose too many cars too early. Okay, on to the next one then. So here, I think we're going to have a Race of Champions legend in David Coulthard, who's been to an awful lot of Race of Champions. And next to him, we've got the World Rallycross champion, Johan Kristoffersson. Now, think back to Barbados in rallycross cars when Petter Solberg was beaten by David Coulthard. Oh, and it's not a good start for Kristoffersson on the inside lane, so Coulthard definitely got the better start. Kristoffersson's going to have some work to do here to catch up. There you go, you can see Kristoffersson fully focused, soaring away at the wheel, up through the chicane, absolutely fully lit right out towards the wall. Underneath the bridge comes Coulthard around the right-hander, a little bit of opposite lock again. Both these guys are on a big, big push. So David is rapid, isn't he? I know he's been out of F1 for a long time now, but this guy's lost none of his pace, Neil.
No, he's still very, very talented, and he's sharp as well. He's super fit, he's super sharp, and he knows how to play Race of Champions, that you need to deliver in very short bursts. Whereas Johan Kristoffersen's brilliant in a touring car, brilliant in a Porsche, brilliant in a rallycross car. He's the reigning world rallycross champion. He clipped the wall there, going into the bridge, which is scary because if you clip it a little bit later, you are hitting the bridge. So we spotted that on the screens.
Tight on the inside, Kristoffersen. It's going to be a close one up towards the line. I think Coulthard might carry it, but Kristoffersen is maybe going to make it out towards the wall, and he does. Kristoffersen, how did he come back from that? Because from the commentary position, Neil was saying he hit the wall.
Oh yeah, he was pinballing off the walls.
And they've given Coulthard a jump start as well, apparently. So we're hearing jump start for Coulthard, which might explain why we felt that Kristoffersen hadn't got a very good start. So have a look at the replays and let's see what we can figure out. So watch for the red lamp. I don't know if... OK, well, they've got sensors down there, so in their opinion, he jumped it. I have to say, Coulthard was lined up a little bit nearer the line. Now, sometimes they set... This was that Kristoffersen dropping a wheel off.
That's wild.
Goodness me, drops a wheel off. OK, well, this is Rallycross. If you haven't watched the World Rallycross Championship, our rules on track limits are one wheel on. So Kristoffersen's maybe misunderstood the rules here.
But he's tidy when he's in Scandinavian touring cars, you know, and he wins in that as well.
So it's 2 wins apiece for Team Sweden and Team Nordic, and we know that they're going to desperately want to have a decent fight. But Coulthard and Kristoffersen obviously enjoyed that. We're going to head down to Crofty, who's down in the paddock.
Well, this is the view Rudy Van Buren normally gets when he goes racing, but we've swapped that view for something a little more real. And boy, were you close.
Yeah, that was really close. It was hard to make a prediction, but to lose about 2/10 against Tom in that car, it's I'll sign for it.
Moral victory, yeah?
Yeah, it was good.
Where did it all go wrong then? Let's ask you the serious questions here. Why did you lose? Where did it go wrong?
No, I did what I could. It was good. I'm happy with this result. I think I can be proud if I'm that close to Tom in such car on a track like this with the amount of practice we did to get here.
Yeah, I think you can too. How many laps did you have in practice before you went out and raced?
I've driven a car for 6 laps.
6 laps?
6 laps, and then be up against Tom, you've got a tough cookie to crack, but I did my best.
And in all seriousness, they say that virtual sim racing, it's just like the real thing. How close to the real thing is it?
Well, I think me and Enzo both showed it today, that you can be close as a sim racer. You just need a little time to adjust. Well, then we can be a danger to every single one of them here.
Well, best of luck for the rest of the night. Well done.
Thank you.
Great job by Rudy Van Buren. There's another look at this brilliant stadium from the sky. Here's the result of Group A after their earlier races, because we're going back to Group A now. So Team Germany, Team Latin America, 2 races, 2 wins each, 2 defeats for Mexico and 2 defeats for USA. So in fact, Group A and Group B going exactly the same way. We can have a look back at some of those races. So Bernhard and Newgarden kicked things off in the end, and of course that was because we'd had the problems with the NASCARs on the start line. We did get things underway shortly afterwards. The poor old crowd, and you had to wait just another couple of minutes. But great racing between these guys. Neil, though, all to do in both Group A and Group B, because you've suddenly got a solid lead for 2 teams. Of course, the top team from each goes through, but then the best runner-up team goes through as well. So, you know, it's actually going to be a big fight to try and make it through to the semis for the second-place team.
And we also have a massive switch now because we're changing cars. You can see in front of us that the car changing area has switched to, I think we've got the KTM Crossbows first and the Extreme pickup. So you've just got used to the rock cars and the NASCARs and throw it away.
Unlucky, sunshine.
Put a new brain in.
All change.
Take the old brain out.
All change.
Is this going to... Do they have to ring the bell here? What was the phrase?
I can't, we'll ask him later. It was brilliant. More races then to come from Group A next. Up first, according to our system, is Calderon versus Rast. There they are. It's the KTM Crossbows. There is Rast. What's he asking? It was interesting. I heard one of the drivers ask earlier about grip levels to one of the others. Oh dear, we're having to remove that. So it seems the start of Group A
is jinxed.
Jinxed, yeah.
Rene Rast, and it's Rene Rast as well. It was Rene Rast before.
Yeah, of course, last time Rast was on the receiving end, if you like, because he was in the car which went.
And the winner of Group C.
Okay, well, there we go. So they're going to bring the KTMs back to the paddock.
Do something else, and then you get.
We'll swap over for something else.
Semi-finals.
In the meantime, Jenny is down in the paddock, and she's going to bring us some driver feedback.
Yes, we've got all of the guys, well, some of the guys here. There's lots in the background as well that you can see floating around. First of all, Petter, out there, how tough is it? I mean, we thought it was going to be a close thing.
Yeah, it was close. I did a mistake in one corner there also, and I was impressed with the sim racer, and fantastic, But the thing is to not do a mistake. It's so easy. You won so much when you are driving, but well, it's going to be a tough race next one also.
Yeah, certainly will. Next to you, we've got the Brits coming in. We've got David Coulthard here. We've got Lando Norris. They're just having a chat with Johan Kristoffersen and Joel Eriksson. Lando, let me just ask you, you had a little bit of a brush with the wall. No major damage to the car, I presume?
No, the car's fine. I just entered a bit fast into the long left, but I gave Joel a chance. So,
Joel, come on, give him some banter back. You're allowed to.
I don't know, but it was a good race. It was a good race.
And Johan, obviously, when it comes to size difference with cars, you're one of our taller competitors. Is that going to work against you, do you think?
So far, so good, but I don't know. I don't think it's any. Maybe it's a little bit difficult sometimes to turn the steering wheel for the knees, but otherwise the weight doesn't matter. I just enjoying and try to do the best when it's green light.
And your team's not doing too badly, 2 wins already.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm fully confident that Joel is doing the job, and then I just have to focus on my own and try to keep up on his pace, and then we'll see how it goes.
Love it. And we're just going to wander along and see if we can have a quick chat with David Coulthard. He's deep in conversation with Fredrik Johansson, the organiser, a man who set up Race of Champions. DC, here we are in Saudi Arabia. We haven't been here before as Race of Champions, first time in the Middle East. How exciting is it to come to somewhere quite new?
Well, for me, it's my third time in Saudi. I first came here in '96, back in my McLaren days, and then again with Red Bull to do a Formula One demonstration. So I've always known there is a passion for motorsport here. There are homebred rally drivers and others from the kingdom, but there's a period of change here, and it's exciting to come down.
Lovely. Thanks very much, David Coulthard. Back to the action.
Yes.
Listen to that.
Extreme pickup.
Extreme pickup.
I'm excited about this. So I was lucky enough to get a ride in one of these with Johan Kristoffersen. He span it, actually. I didn't reveal that yesterday on social media, but he did spin it. But he was just laughing. I can't reveal what he said. I think it's not seen on broadcast. But
was it Swedish?
Yeah, it was Swedish. Yeah.
Here we go.
But he was loving it. He was absolutely loving it. Down then and into the left-hander. First time in these cars. Now, drivers were saying these being a little bit shorter than NASCAR are great fun, so you can really chuck them round. But it doesn't make them any easier to get around this circuit. And again, the nose, I found, even sitting in the passenger seat, was extremely hard to judge just how wide and how long they are.
And they're such a great noise echoing around a stadium like this. Just absolutely perfect for a stadium.
Listen to the throttle control. You can hear like a wah, where they're just desperately trying to feel is their traction on. It was interesting what they were saying as well, is the car will rotate really well on turning. Yeah. So you think the rear end is loose. Then you get on the gas and it hooks up, it's got traction. So, look at that. So you see plenty of steering, and in fact they're a little bit too sideways. But you can get on the gas early, hook it up and fire it forward.
That was rad over the bridge. That was really nice, like a switch, like a little dance, perfect, because you get the digs in for the grip. That's an amazing win.
Yeah, absolutely massive. Bernhard's absolutely smashed it there.
So unless Memo had a problem that we didn't see,
yeah,
Bernhard
impressive
was just a lot
performance.
quicker.
Impressive perforance.
It says number 1 on the car, and he was number 1 in that race.
Hello to Mrs. Bernhard, by the way, who is watching at home, I believe, because Timo asked me where can we watch it. So I said you'll be able to watch it on your local broadcast or your live stream, and watch it with the two sons. So hello, I promise. We don't normally do hellos, but as he asked so nicely, and brilliant performance. So yeah, hello, hope you're enjoying the action. You can get in touch on social media, of course. The hashtag is RockRiyadh. Lovely stuff. Passengers on board. Now the passengers, if you're wondering, they come from different weight categories. So myself and Neil Cole, well, they basically they are categorised. Yeah, they are categorised. So myself and Neil Cole will be different weight categories, mostly due to a slight differential in their height. But the drivers don't want to carry somebody. Here's a few stats for you on the KTM Crossbow: 3.9 0 to 60, 380 brake horsepower per tonne. Fantastic bit of kit, turbo-powered engine in this, which
so
makes
the
it a little bit tricky to drive. Yeah, passengers basically are balanced. You know, if you don't want to take a guy that weighs 50 kilos more than somebody in the other one. So each of the passengers, believe it or not, is weighed. They're put into a category which varies by around 5 kilos or so. So that's acceptable difference. And they will make sure they have a number on the race suit, and they put each into each car. They go to a lot of lengths, Neil, to make sure that these cars are the same.
It's got to be fair. So the passengers themselves are VIPs, competition winners, family and friends. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The weight differential between the cars, just like the tyres, everything about it, the suspension has to be identical, otherwise it's not fair. So the same with these very lucky passengers who get an open top view at high speed around the circuit once the crossbows actually get going off the line. And it looks like they are going to be able to start, but this is a look back.
Pretty even wheels from both. So you see they both go away nicely. We found earlier, or we saw earlier, it's just replays from during the course of the evening there as well. There was a bit of contact earlier on. Montoya greeting some friends down in the paddock. So, yeah, some looks back at various bits of action through the course of the evening. Nice to see all the drivers smiling, enjoying themselves. Decent crowd here as well. Half the grandstand is fully full, right up to the very top. They've obviously chosen their favourite seats. We've got a family seating area here, which is absolutely packed as well.
This is North America versus Latin America.
Ryan Hunter-Reay in the familiar yellow race suit on the inside. Now the KTMs, these of course are the cars which have been simulated as well, and you have to get the nose of the car, you have to be patient to get it turned. You want to get on the throttle as early as possible because the car has a turbocharger. The power comes in, and if you haven't hooked the nose up, it just goes straight on the exit. So to be quite patient before you get too greedy with the throttle, but these guys have plenty of practice. Ryan Hunter-Reay with a sideways moment as he comes through the left-hander. How much time has he lost to Montoya? So how impressive was Montoya back in Miami, Neil?
It was amazing, and these two had a couple of battles, but he was a surprise. He just came in, he was friendly, he was hugely welcomed by the sort of Miami locals, as a local hero, sort of, almost more than the American drivers, and he just waltzed through. But these two had a good rivalry last year, and it's continuing now.
It is indeed, it's close at the line, but it is Montoya who gets it, so a decent evening for him continues.
See, the dominant teams are continuing to dominate. Team Germany have got 3 wins, and now Team Latin America have got 3 wins.
Nice bit of chat there as well between the drivers and the passengers, so it's good to see them accepting the passengers into their world, the world of pro motorsport. And that's in fact what the drivers from E-Rock were saying as well, is it's been lovely to be here as a gamer and have the respect of the other drivers. It's a really nice, unique atmosphere at the Race of Champions. They're competitive, but there's a friendly element to it. Great to see. Chat there. Montoya. Castro Neves is on the line, his teammate. Joseph Newgarden. So Newgarden was so excited when he got out of these cars on the first day of practice. He's like, they're just so good to drive. He was absolutely loving it. So
not such a great start there from Castro Neves, though. Looks like he took a little while to get started off the line. He's got a lot of ground to make up now.
Into the tight left-hander on the inside and the outside. So the first corner tightens to a really tight 90 left if you're on the inside, which takes you up and over the bridge. The outside kind of opens and tightens, so the characteristics of the 2 different lanes are slightly different. You can hear the tyres squealing in protest. Newgarden leads at the split, sideways on the way in. Castro Neves as well, I wasn't sure I had the grip there.
So Newgarden's only 27 years old, and he's a rookie here at Race of Champions, and I think everyone's been a bit impressed with his times during the course of practice. He's been delivering every time, and he went out into the city with Tom Christensen, and apparently he's got Danish blood, so they got on very well.
Super close between them as the power goes on. Oh my goodness me, Castro Neves almost put it in the wall on the last corner. Newgarden takes it by 0.4 of a second. Every inch of the track.
Yeah, he got extreme pickup on the throttle there to keep it in a straight line.
He did. Very good, Neil. Super close. Here we can see that one in the replays. Bit of tyre smoke off the line. Here's that crest look off the top, and you can see where they've got a bit of steering on. Look at the width of the front tyres. There's a huge amount of contact patch there, but they are the limit in terms of the braking at the end of the straight. Talking to the drivers about it, the tyre, you can't just leap on the brake because you'll lock it up. And a lot of the tyres here, they're running wet weather tyres, and the reason for that, again, is the dust and the cold temperature. Those tyres are a softer compound, and it offers up a little bit more grip. Who's up next then? As we see the previous drivers climbing out of the car.
You and I both know what it's like to get in and out of one of those pickups. It's almost impossible.
Yeah,
it's hard for me.
It was
I'm
really,
about half your height.
I had to fold my legs in. It was really difficult to get in.
I had to fold my biceps in.
Yeah, the guns. Yeah, it's a tight squeeze. There's not a lot of room between the transmission and the roll cage either. You know, it's a very American-style car, huge transmission, which is pretty much unbreakable. You know, so, but that means it's big. Finesse is not necessarily a word which you would use with the engineering of it. It's a big, strong car. Yes, see, look, he's absolutely loving it, and that's what he was like when he got out of the car in practice. He's absolutely loving it. Okay, Abraham Calderon up next, 2017 NASCAR Mexico Series champion. He's going up against René Rast, 2017 DTM champion, winning it, of course, from Matthias Ekstrom right at the last round of the championship. And Ekstrom, of course, has retired from the DTM now to focus on his World Rallycross team. Audi Sport getting heavily involved in that. Rast, I'm sure, we'll see at the front of the DTM again this year.
Away we go.
So Rast on the outside, and no passengers in these cars on this occasion. So full push. Oh, look at the rotation Rast got through the left-hander. They're absolutely lovely. A little lift, and the same again as he goes under the bridge from the commentary position there. You can see him now to the right. Interestingly, got the visor open on the car, so has he brought only a dark visor with him, and he's feeling he can't see what he wants to see with that. This one is going to be close, I think.
So it's René Rast in the black car, and Abraham Calderon in the white.
Calderon untidy there through the long left-hander, and I'm not convinced that this car responds well to that, but we're going to see him. We might see him absolutely smash it, in which case I'll have to be quiet. But through the rights, I think at the minute Rast is looking like he's going to be up front. He's got the longer run to the line now. But smoothly gets the power down around the outside. It's tighter than I thought it was going to be, but Rast carries the speed around the outside. Calderon loses out, but Calderon proves then that you can chuck the car about a bit and not lose too much time. But, you know, it might have been that one sideways moment which cost him the difference. Either way, René Rast has taken the win. Good job for Germany again.
Incredible. I mean, Germany got such a strong, you know, a sequence of wins for the Rock Nations Cup over all those years. Vettel paired with Michael Schumacher for so long. Then last year, Pascal Wehrlein. Well, last year he did it on his own in the end in the Rock Nations Cup. But incredible, these two.
7 wins, is it? I think they're going for their 8th win
6
this
in
year.
a row. But Team Germany now, look, 4 wins.
Fantastic. So Team Germany clear leaders in Group A now with 4 from 4. Only 3 from 4 for the second place team. Latin America, USA with 1 win. Team Mexico with none so far. So this is a look back at the action so far from Group B. Remember, we're switching between Group A and Group B quite quickly here. That was Lando Norris with a little bit of a wall tap. Managed to get the car to the finish. Obviously that hampered his efforts somewhat. John Ericsson taking the win onto the pickup trucks. Oh, listen to that, absolutely fantastic. Hope you're enjoying the racing so far. As I say, you can get in touch using the hashtag RockRiyadh. Green light on the buggies. This, of course, was Coulthard versus Kristoffersson. Kristoffersson put it off the track about 3 times, but Coulthard was judged to have jumped at the start. So Kristoffersson took the flag and the win, and Sweden doing a great job so far. Will that continue as we head back towards those guys getting in the cars? They're down there in the changeover area, and I think we're going to see the Vool for the first time.
Oh, yeah, good.
The Vool 05 Rock Edition rolling out onto the circuit. And here are the standings so far. So Team Sweden, 2 races, 2 wins. Team Nordic, 2 races, 2 wins. Sim Racing All-Stars and Team Great Britain, 2 races and no wins each. So it's been a whitewash, but if you were watching earlier on, Sim Racing put up an absolutely fantastic show. And Team GB as well, on the money. So don't expect that to be the results you see all the way through this group.
huge number of rookies this year. Joel Eriksson, one of them, 19 years old, but a very, very accomplished racer, sitting on the line opposite one of the biggest legends of the world.
Eriksson versus Christensen. Christensen on the outside looks to have got the car hooked up better, and then of course carries that speed through turn 1. The Bull, a super lightweight mix of aluminium and carbon fibre. Really, really impressive piece of kit. Huge power to weight ratio. Cars made out in Mexico. The founder of the company I was talking to yesterday, his dad made single-seaters for many, many years. And has turned that passion himself, you know, father down to son. He's now in a position where he's manufacturing. These cars are road legal. I mean, they're absolute weapons. Fantastic bits of kit.
Tom Christensen getting actual air on the down ramp of the bridge there. Mr. Le Mans looks like he's monstering this. Teaching young Joel Eriksson a lesson. But it might be tighter than it looks.
It's going to be really close, actually, Neil. Really, really close at the line. Christensen takes it from Eriksson, but very, very close. Okay, so remember, it was 2 wins apiece. And it's now going to be 1 more to Team Nordic. Tom Christensen's happy about that. I mean, you know, there's no needle between them at all, is there? You know, Team Nordic and Team Sweden. We have a guest up in the commentary box. You know, Castro Neves has come and joined us, and I'll get him on air in just a second, and we can hear some of his thoughts about the Racing Hero Racing Champions. Look at the look on Christensen's face. He's absolutely fully focused. Helio, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you. I don't think he's focused. I think he's like, what am I doing? But whatever he's doing, he's doing right. Let me tell you, great job. First of all, thank you again, guys, to be here as a guest. But not only that, it's great to be here in Riyadh, and what a great crowd. What a great way to see some of the friends that you already seen, you know, and it's great to be here.
You enjoy this format of racing, obviously. That, you know, there's not so much pressure, but you guys still want to win, don't
you?
Oh,
you kidding me? There's a lot of pressure. Every time you go out there, it's like you wanna, you know, something go wrong, and you wanna your name on that trophy. So. Who's there now?
This is a big one. Okay, so Petter Solberg and Johan Kristoffersen, teammates in the World Rallycross Championship, of course. Johan Kristoffersen, the current World Rallycross champion. Petter Solberg has been a double World Rallycross champion before. These guys, again, they're teammates, but really, they just want to beat each other all the while.
They know what they're doing for sure in this type of circuits. Obviously, slide a lot, and it's interesting because people don't realize it's really, so those radial tires is really slippery. And when you get to this is a little bit of high-speed corner, let's put it this way. And man, let me tell you, it is fast, but it's very slippery.
How much of a difference has it made the temperatures? Because we've been talking about, on the inside, big slide, almost in the wall. Kristoffersen using every single inch of the track. Is that going to give him an advantage, or is he going to have lost out through the right-hander? We'll come back to Helio in just a second as they're coming around to the finish. Solberg is on the inside line here, but Kristoffersen's going to come around the outside. Solberg reckons this track would suit the racing drivers, and it looks like that's the way it's going to go, because Kristoffersen is going to carry the extra pace, or is he? Solberg almost hooks up on the inside. Kristoffersen takes it from his teammate Solberg.
It's so exciting, guys. Let me tell you, people don't realize that inside the cockpit, it sounds like exactly like you. It's very, very exciting. Especially towards the end, when you see the other car on the other side, you're like, all right, I gotta go. And obviously, sometimes it's too late and end up crashing or not having enough time. Look at that.
It's different, isn't it? Because I guess in a race, you know, if you want to win, you've got to make the pass on the guy. But in Racing Champions here, you know, you haven't got to make a pass. So if you can get the power down, if you can get away, then, you know, it might be enough to win. So
yeah. I mean, every inch counts, believe it or not. And in fact, right now we just had a driver's meeting. If you touch the wall, or you get a warning, but if you obviously have an advantage, then you have a penalty. So it's kind of like you got a driving limits, but at the same time you got to be precise.
Just give us an idea what it is like to get in a different car and immediately have to judge the level of grip into that long, fast left-hander.
Even though we practiced here yesterday, there was nothing. It's changed now. It's cold. It's a little cool. The track is. The cars actually didn't have many people running, so the tires are a little bit, you know, on the ice, in the slippery side. So it is very challenging because every car is actually different from each other. So they just run the car. You can see really sliding. This one is a little bit of understeer. So we're going to have a good race here, by the way.
Well, we're looking forward to this. Lando Norris on the outside, Rudy Van Buren on the inside. Remember, Van Buren, McLaren's simulator driver, having won the McLaren's fastest racer. challenge, and he gets away from the line really nicely. Now, Lando Norris tapped the wall with the NASCAR earlier. How much will that affect his confidence, and how much of a difference do these cold temperatures make? Because you guys have practiced during the day. You haven't really had any running at this time of night. It's going to get colder and colder.
It depends on the driver, but obviously if you already lost some of the heats, now you have nothing to lose. You got to go for it, trying to make it up. But in the end of the day, as I said, it's very slippery out there, and especially with those guys. We had only once. We practiced with these cars just once, by the way. And you can see Alexander still a little bit. Oh my God, he's going for it, huh?
He'll say, I meant to do that. Let's get it pointing the right way.
Oh, he backed it in there, but I don't think he backed it in on purpose, did he?
No, trust me, guys. There is a lot of control with the throttle. It's not only steering wheel, you actually can lift off back of the power, and there is a lot of movement on that. This is going to be a close one, I think.
So, a race towards the line. And Norris, I'm afraid, is going to lose out to Van Buren. So, E-Rock, our simulator racer. Van Buren, though, had a background in karting before he moved into sim racing. And now, what do you think about simulators? I mean, how much do you use them, Helio? Is it something you guys use? Or
yeah,
not really?
we had in IndyCar. We have it. Chevy has one, and in fact, I'm terrible. I mean, every time I go in that simulator, I with my teammate Neil Garden, Simon Pagino, and Will Power, they kick my butt. But you know, it does help you with the peripheral vision. You find out the vision, special approaching speed is actually pretty impressive. But when you're talking about feeling of the car, there is nothing like real. So it's a big deal.
Yeah. For me, I struggle. You know, we again talking to the sim guys and the guys from McLaren, they were saying that sim racers look for rotation on the screen, whereas you would feel that rotation in your backside.
Yep,
you know,
right.
and when the car moves. So for me, if the car went sideways on the sim, I start hitting the wall because I need the feel of it going sideways underneath me to get some opposite lock on.
For me, the hardest thing is judging the brakes. Or I brake too much, or I brake nothing. So in the simulator. So that's why
you can't feel the locked wheels again.
You can't feel anything.
So what are we going to do about these kids, Helio? Because they're just all these kids are coming through, and they're going to, you know.
We got to continue to kick their butt.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Ariel Atom.
Yeah, what's the Ariel Atom like to drive? You had some laps on that?
Yeah, that was a really cool car. Actually, we had a practice on the outside the track. I didn't actually drive here, but we're gonna probably have an opportunity again. And it's very agile car. Again, similar situation with those tires, especially when you're an open wheel guy, when you drive with the slick tires. Man, it's so different when you put the radius tires. It makes such a big difference because the car slides so much, and that's where comes the car control, which is tough for some of the guys.
You do though get some slip angle there where you can go side, whereas the race tires don't really have that. Do they are gripping or not? I mean,
well, here since the track is so slippery, most of the time that's what what drives the. We've seen some replays here, by the way.
Norris earlier,
and what happened?
Kristoffersen,
that was so close.
Kristoffersen is using the rally cross
He's using
rules.
everything.
Yeah.
I can see that. Those are going to be the tough guys to beat. By the way, the Germans, I think they're really good, especially Timo Bernard, a good friend of mine as well, and they're going to be tough guys to beat. And
both rookies as well. You know, we've got rookies everywhere this weekend.
That's right.
Okay, here we go. On the outside, Enzo Benito. Remember, he won his position in the Race of Nations literally 4 hours ago, racing on the sim and racing on the track, beating the world's best sim racers to join Rudy Van Buren in that team, the Sim Racing All-Stars.
And the other one's DC.
Yeah, DC, who's a bit of a legend, isn't he? So look at the way he got that hooked up.
This guy, what a car control. I mean, he's being, and it doesn't look, when you see, it looks like super slow, but let me tell you, sometimes simple is faster, smooth is faster, and that's exactly school of Jack Stewart, you know, Paul Stewart, which I drove as well, and phenomenal. He is incredible on these cars.
So the smoothness really works with most of the cars, do you think, or are there some which
not so much smooth there?
Yeah, that's what I want to see. But look, oh my,
big lead.
The passenger was looking at that wall, very, very worried.
He's like, have you seen the wall? You've seen the wall, yeah? Absolutely, all the track again in beautiful steering inputs here. You know, just the amount of lock, almost using your arms as your lock stops. You know, he's using every inch of the track and all the lock as well. Let me go and look back.
He's put it in a good way, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough one here, isn't it?
It's going to be pretty close, but I think Coulthard's going to get it on the inside.
You got it. No problem, yes.
Yeah,
so
good job.
That's real world teaching sim a lesson.
It is.
Trust me. Hopefully me and Montoya are going to go to the final with, and I don't want to have DC on my side. But if I have, great opportunity to beat him. Hopefully that's going to happen.
Yes, after Miami last year, give us a sense of what it feels like to race here with the bridge, the figure eight.
Completely different track, a little bit quicker. You can see we actually go into third gear. In Miami, we're not even going that second gear is the most and first. So, and then when you go to the bridge, you don't need to worry about who's going to cross in front of you or behind you, so you just got to go. Now, obviously, a longer track, so there is room for more mistakes, and but in the end of the day, it's a lot of fun, and hopefully we keep going.
Well, great stuff and fantastic. Look at that locked wheel as well there on the way down in the braking zone. You could see just dragging the wheel on the way into the corner. A little bit too much lock, a little bit too much brakes, asking too much of the car. Team Sweden then and Team Nordic with a win each, defending each other one either way, means that they are at the top of the group. Sim Racing All-Stars and Team GB bringing up the rear. Who is going to win Group B?
It's all very tight at the top in Group B. Johan Kristoffersson, Petter Solberg, normally best of friends and teammates. Tonight, for Team Sweden and Team Nordic, mortal enemies, ladies and gentlemen. And you won, Johan Kristoffersson. You beat him. Well done.
Yeah, it was good. I had a good run, and car suit me quite good. But it's very tricky. It's only 1 minute of driving, and there's room for no error at all. But at the same time, you have to push, so it's really tricky. But I had 2 good runs so far.
Hang on, Petter. If it suits him, it's meant to suit you as well, because you both normally drive the same car.
Yeah, well, he's a circuit driver from the start. I'm a rally driver. Not anyway. But it is close here, you know. One small thing and that's it, you know. So this is what you have to just expect. And we saw also Lando Norris now also lost to the sim driver. So it's hard.
And are you expecting Nordic and Sweden both to go through? You could meet again in the final, you never know.
Yeah, that would be the best. I mean, that's what we aim for. Me and Petter are teammates normally. Now we are head-to-head, but of course it would be nice to have Petter in the final as well. We will see.
Let's see what happens. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Helio, we need to say thank you to you, because I believe you've got something else to... You don't want to stay up here in the commentary box.
I tell you what, you guys do a phenomenal job. Well done, but I prefer down there driving the car.
I prefer down there as well. I mean, maybe we could... No, good luck. We hope you enjoy the rest of you. Thank you so much for coming up. Yes, enjoy.
Thank you.
Helio Castroneves, what a pleasure that was. Thank you very much indeed for coming up. We hope you can find his way back down. Watch the stadium cameras. You'll see a man in a race suit running through the crowd, desperately trying to get back down to jump into... his car and get ready for the next round of race. That was great.
Yeah, what a gentleman, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
And some great insight into the circuit and what it's like.
Yeah, faster than Miami. So they said it was wider, and then I said to some of the drivers, I believe it's wider. I think 7.5 metres. They were like, oh, no, it's not wider. But, you know, now they're in the cars, they're like, yeah, actually, it is. Team Germany leading Group A at the moment from Team Latin America. 4 wins from 4 for Germany, so absolutely outstanding so far. USA and Mexico with some serious work to do. Abraham Calderon, say 2017 NASCAR Mexico Series champion, first time appearing at the Race of Champions. And of course, we've got 4 appearances so far for Ryan Hunter-Reay. His debut was back in Bangkok in 2012. What are they lining up in?
It's the Vors.
Perfect.
So America needs to win both of these to have any chance of going through. They have to win their next 2 races, no question.
There we go, Neil Cole. How long have you been with Race of Champions for, Neil?
I did my first Race of Champions in Paris in 2004, and I've done every one since.
There we are. So our resident expert. Great to have him along up here in commentary. My name is Andrew Coley. Jenny Gow and David Croft reporting down from the paddock. Fantastic to hear these drivers so relaxed. I mean, they are going to be disappointed as they go out of the competition. There's no question about that. But I think if you were listening to Helio Castroneves, just, you know, how much he's loving this.
Yeah.
Great to see, great to see. Right, Ryan Hunter-Reay needs to get the job done for the USA here. They've got to get on it, and he is on it. Green light and away. Pretty even down towards turn 1. I have to say, Calderon got a good start there. Hunter-Reay doesn't let the car run too wide. Tight through the chicane. Remember, there's a penalty if you clatter the chicane. Hunter-Reay on board there, you can hear the EcoBoost engine. Yeah, you can't beat the noise of a turbo wastegate, I'm afraid. It's there you go, listen. Oh yeah, lovely, absolutely fantastic. So when you lift off the throttle, the turbo dumps any basically any pressure that's in there that's not required, it wastes. So it goes through the wastegate, waste as in throwing stuff away. So if you're familiar with old Ford, you remember they had a wonderful chattering wastegate noise, which was pretty unique to their passenger here, looking very, very relaxed. I have to say, it's going to be
Ryan Hunter-Reay has to win this for America to have any chance of going
He's, I don't think he's. I think he's going to run out of road. Calderon gets it. So
Bravo, Mexico.
Yeah, great drive. We were on board with Hunter Ray for most of that.
Viva Mexico there, incredible.
Interesting. That's I think that's our French E-Rock competitor sitting in the passenger seat there.
Oh, Sonic, Kevin Lerner.
Yeah.
Wow. Still learning.
Pretty sure. Yeah, enjoyed that.
He just learned how to win a race. So that's a disaster for Team USA.
Yeah, not ideal at all.
Now that means that Team Mexico have to have a chance to go through, but Team USA really do not.
Mexico got to do well as well in their remaining races. What is it, 12 races I think it is to complete the group. And we're back to the NASCARs rolling up to the grid. And we'll get the next one underway in just a moment.
So here we should have Joseph Newgarden against Memo Rojas in the NASCARs.
I wonder if Newgarden will just give it everything, knowing that basically it doesn't really matter either way. Yeah,
he got a much better start.
He did, absolutely fantastic start. The run down towards turn 1. Through the long left-hander. Look at that. That to me is so tricky through the chicane. Really, really hard. Such a big wide car.
And you can see it kind of stuttering a little bit to try and keep it getting pointed in the right direction. Memo Rojas is running Joseph Newgarden pretty tight. Remember, at the moment, USA are already out. So this is just for pride, really, for Joseph Newgarden. Can they get a win?
Look at the black lines up there through the chicane. You've really got to give it a send, haven't you, to be able to get it through there. You've got to be pretty brave to be chucking a big car around like that. You might be on for this on the inside line. It's tighter, but I think you've got a significant enough lead to withhold some honour, at least, for the USA.
That's sort of, it's pride for Team USA, but also that's pretty much sealed the fate for Team Mexico.
So yeah, indeed. Well, so remember as well that the top team from each Group A and Group B is going through to the semi-finals, but the best of the runner-up teams is going through too, and that's going to be really close. It's going to go on the number of heat wins they've had. So if one of them was to win, of course, 5 out of their 6 races, then they would go through, and then it will come down to the time of the fastest pair of drivers, basically the first pair of drivers, which one set the fastest time, because on their first runs, they should all have used the same car. So that's how they keep it fair. That's the tie-break situation. Look at that. You can see the car unloaded as it came through, running out towards the wall. Bit of lock on the way in, those big fat tyres. And a load of grunt from a big V8. Fantastic stuff. So the winner will be going through. There's Hunter Ray.
Dude, I watched your whole armboard. You hate understeer.
Yeah. You hate understeer.
Like full lock. And you couldn't get the thing to, you couldn't get it to rotate. Good job. But it was like the exact opposite of the other car. The other one, it was too loose. That one had way too much understeer.
Interesting. So they're comparing the styles of the different cars and what they like to drive. Fascinating to listen in. Hope you enjoy listening here as much as we do.
Joseph Newgarden, clearly a Taylor Swift fan.
That's why when I got him, I was
that's a reference which was totally lost on me, Neil. So you must be one I'm not, I guess. Oh, right, okay, there you go. Neil Cole reveals himself as one as well. It's all good. It's all good. Here we go then. René Rast for Germany. They're looking, of course, to get the 8th win for Germany in the Race of Nations.
But look who he's up against. Last year's
Montoya, the champion.
Champion of champions.
Thumbs up from Rast and from his passenger. There's a lot on the line here. So watch the lights in the middle. The 5 lights come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then watch for them to go out. We're not going to see it, but we are going to see whether or not they get good traction away from the line. Wheel spin. It was a great start on the inside. Heading around towards the bridge. It is Rast on the inside who goes up and over first of all. So missing his national flag. Maybe felt that was going to cause too much drag, Neil, so he's ditched it in the hopes of winning. I was wondering what the little white stick was for on the cars all during practice. And of course, now I know it's for the national flag, which is great for us and for you guys at home as well. No, indeed. Montoya over the line first, but the gap is just 0.3, and again the tyres protest as they try to get these cars turned. You can see how hard those long left-hand corners are.
And no one's beaten the Germans yet today, so can Juan Pablo Montoya start an upset? Can he cause an upset here by being the first of the drivers to beat one of Team Germany?
Through the long left, it's going to be a drag race around, and Germany are looking like they might take a loss here. Germany on the inside lane, it's close between them, but it is Montoya, the race of champions, champion of champions, who takes it. And I think that's our French e-racing champion again, the passenger seat. So he's looking like a lucky mascot here, basically. So he's obviously, I think the drivers are all going to be wanting him to jump in alongside. So
this
great
is
stuff.
It's all about the last race to see who tops the group. So this is where it gets exciting, because this has to be the winner here tops the group. So it's all or nothing to guarantee a place in the semi-finals.
So can Germany go through, continue that fantastic record, and of course defend the title? Let's not forget Vettel won it on his own last time in Miami after Wehrlein was injured. Was it in practice, I think, Neil? And then up and over through the chicane. A look back at some of the action, but we're looking forward to this last race between Germany. Go on, Neil.
So Helio Castroneves has managed to make it down from up here, where he was talking to us moments ago, and now it is the crucial race where he's got to get his racing brain back in and try and beat Timo Bernhard, which would be no mean feat, I have to say.
Right, Bernhard's been going well. Castroneves, that's mad, isn't it? He was up here literally 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Castroneves was up here telling us how brilliant this is and how much he enjoys it.
And his name is on the side of a Euro NASCAR.
You know, to be fair, that's actually pretty brave as a driver. I don't know if I could. Yeah, I'll pop up to commentary for 10 minutes. It's fine. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, but literally he was like, how do I get back down? We're high in the grandstand.
Come on.
But who is going to be high on the points table at the end of this? This is going to decide who goes through automatically as the winner of this group. Group A. Bernhard on the outside. Castroneves on the inside. Castroneves up and over. Remember, they don't want any penalties. Both of them being quite smooth so far. Down the bridge, stands on the brakes and gets the big V8 turned in on the gas, and with just a little bit of opposite lock, he's away.
See, this is when all of your brain saying, just don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake. But then you want to win, so you're going to push over.
Yeah.
You're going to overdrive, and if you're not careful.
It becomes very much a mental game of who can push hard without making a mistake, and that is absolutely fantastic by Bernhard on the inside again. Beautifully rotates the big NASCAR around the left-hander onto the bridge. And Bernhard now is coming around, hoping to beat Castroneves, and he's got a great lead. I think this is going to be Bernhard. Castroneves comes around the inside on the tight corner. But Timo Bernhard is already on the gas and is out in front. So Timo Bernhard crosses the line first. And that is going to secure Germany the win in Group A and means that they will go through to the semi-finals. Can they defend the title? Can they win the 8th title for Germany in the Race of Nations? Absolutely fantastic Nations Cup. Castroneves will be disappointed by that. Maybe he'll come back up here and join us again.
Yeah, there's a plus side to everything.
As a look back at the win for Bernhard. Bit of wheel spin off the line. And a nice slow-mo there, just using enough curb, but not too much.
See, that's
Bernhard used more.
I love this. Just imagine being able to throw a car this heavy in the air like that, sideways, control it, win the race. I mean, it's the opposite of Le Mans, but he's still managing to win.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. What a versatile guy. Look at that as well, just a tiny bit of opposite lock. Very, very happy indeed. He knows what that means. That sees them go through. Of course, at the round robin stage, everybody races everybody. Once we get to the semi-finals, it goes into more of a knockout feel. Castroneves having more conversations, telling everybody just what it's like. There we go. Team Germany win from Team Latin America. Team Mexico and Team USA will be going no further in the Nations Cup. There you go then. Confirmation that Team Germany qualify from Group A. Remember, the best runner-up from Group A and Group B will go through. So, Team Latin America, they're not out yet. We're waiting to see whether or not they might make it through. And of course, we've still got the fight between Sweden and Nordic to decide. It's all to play for in the Nations Cup.
Yes, well, you can see that we're all having a great time down here. A lot of the drivers swatting around, and one of them is Juan Pablo Montoya. What a race against René Rast.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was nice because they were undefeated until I drove against them, so it was good. I mean, we're trying, you know. We always give it a hell, and it was fun, you know. All the races have been really close, so I mean, it really comes down to not making mistakes, you know. Push like crazy and don't make mistakes.
Obviously, we've just seen them go through, the Germans, but Team Latin America still in with a chance as the runner-up.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think for points we'll be runner-up for sure. I think everybody else got like a win, and we got 4 and they have 5. So it was important, you know. It was that last win was decided. So, you know, Germany, you know, the team did good there. So we'll see.
Well, let's hear from Team Germany. Here's David Krofkott.
Timo Bernhard, congratulations, you're through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, that was a goal for us, for Ryan and myself. We're both rookies, but we have big shoes to fill. I think Germany won the most ROC Nation Cup, so yeah, for sure the pressure was on, huh?
Yeah, you might be rookies, but I have said this sentence before. Germany looking very strong in the Rock Nations Cup.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but I think now, the semi-final is nice, but for sure now I think the heat will be on, and there's a lot of different cars that we haven't driven so far. And let's see, I mean, I think it will be for sure, I mean, yeah. And also when you speak to the other guys, you're teasing them a bit. I mean, it's a good camaraderie, but as soon as you're on the start-finish straight and the lights go out, then the game is on.
Right, I'll let you go and have a rest. You've got more driving to do. Congratulations so far.
Thank you.
So, interestingly, the key thing to remember is, yes, Team Germany have a superb record in the Rock Nations Cup, but both of these drivers are Rock rookies.
Yeah.
It's the first time for both Timo Bernhard and René Rast.
Really impressive.
Unbelievable.
Really impressive.
It normally takes people, sometimes rookies jump in, and do amazingly well, but actually, that is for both drivers in one team to be that strong.
Now, I'm looking back at the wins from the previous group, and according to that, Team Latin America, according to our graphics, were on 4 wins. And both of the teams at the top of this table are on 4 already. So I think if they both end up with 5 wins or more, then possibly the runner-up team is going to come from this group. It comes down to how many heat wins they've had. We'll get it all confirmed, of course, by the event results for the Rock Nations Cup.
Joel Eriksson there with passenger. Opposite him, Rudy van Buren.
So Van Buren, of course, took the win last time out, not against Eriksson, but last time he was in a car, so he'll be full of confidence, and he was very, very close in the previous run as well, but it is Eriksson who's got a better start, puts it straight in the wall. Straight in the wall. Joel Eriksson has had a disaster in turn 1, and that is going to hurt Team Sweden big time.
The passenger will be feeling a little bit of a head ringing there, because that was on their side into the wall, busted the front right suspension of that Ariel Atom.
Still a big smile from the passenger. I mean, they've experienced something pretty unique there, but that wasn't what they had in mind. Oh dear. Okay, so has that handed the win in Group B?
I think, as usual, Tom Christensen's face says it all.
Tom Christensen's doing a good job there of looking disappointed. He's checking, obviously, everything's okay, because that is the most important thing, but also he knows what this means. So,
good point.
Make no doubt about, Sweden versus Team Nordic. There's going to be a lot of stick there. Those guys will be desperate to win the group. And this may now mean that it's going to be tricky for Eriksson and Kristoffersson. That just did not turn in at all. There was no grip. So it comes down. There's the view from the outside lane, look. And then they've seen that straight away. In fact, turned away from the wall just slightly, but that concrete wall is not going to move at all. It's buried in about 9-10 inches of tarmac. And once you're out as well, it's very dusty here, Neil. You made that point yesterday. Of course, if you look at the seats in the stadium, it's windy, it's dusty. We're in the Middle East, and so there is some dust down on the track. And if you get yourself offline, particularly, I mean, we can see from the commentary position, you might well see in a moment as we get some wider shots of the stadium. If you look at the corners, you could see some dust which is offline. And once you get out onto that dust, you're even more of a passenger, unfortunately. So with the corner completely off that car, they're going to have to work quite hard to get it off. They're calling for a jack, I can see, to try and lift the car.
You spent some time with Rudy van Buren this afternoon. Obviously, if that was Rudy and he was in his simulator, he'd be able to press reset and start again. But obviously, we can't do that with Joel.
And he would have known that. He would have known that a long way before, unfortunately. So, one tiny puff of smoke from then on. Look, wheel was locked. We didn't see the smoke so much because of the dust there. I think we're going to hear from Ericsson's teammate Johan Kristoffersson down in the paddock, so let's head down there. I'm sure he'll be a bit disappointed.
Johan Kristoffersson waiting to go out. We're looking up at the big screen here. I've got one word for your teammate. Ouch.
Yeah, I think I don't have any more words. Maybe I will speak to him a little bit after that one, but yeah, I just drove the car before, and it's very easy to lock up on the braking on the inside wheel with that car, so yeah, those happens, but it should not happen to my teammates.
No, exactly. It can happen to anybody else, just not your teammate.
Yeah, exactly. But I will do my best now, try to win my heat, and then we'll see how Petter and Tom is doing. Yeah, we'll see.
In all seriousness, though, once you go offline, how tricky can it be? Is it easy to rescue, or once you go offline, is that it?
Yeah, it's it. That's it. If you go offline here, first of all, there is no offline because it's so close to the walls anyway, but as soon as you're getting very close to the wall, you lose the grip. And if you lose the grip into the corner, there's no room. It just drags you to the wall.
And this just ramps up the pressure a bit on you as well, puts more pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah, perfect. I'm always performing under pressure, so that suits me exactly perfect.
Yeah, listen, you're cool, you're calm, you can cope with it. It's not a worry at all. Good luck out there, yeah?
Thank you.
He can cope with it, actually. We know that. It's... We know that from our time in the World Rallycross Championships. There's not a lot that rattles Kristoffersson, but he's also very good at hiding his emotions, and he will be a bit disappointed because he's desperate to win, but it's not done yet.
His eyes...
Yes, I'm just down here. You've just walked away from the car, Joel. Just talk us through what happened.
I made a good start. Then just when I went in third gear to start the brake, immediately the front tire was locking directly, so yeah, I had nowhere to go. So it felt really strange actually, but yeah, at least I know the braking point now.
You certainly do. Much damage to the car. Did you have a good look?
I don't know. I think I got a puncture on right front when I hit the wall, but yeah, it felt really strange. Just when I touched the brake, I was immediately locking the front tires.
I have to say, you guys have been on great form so far. How much do you think this will have damaged your chances?
No, I mean, the heat for Johan is going to be really, really important now. But he's really quick, he's a really good driver, so I think he's doing it.
Just finally, you guys both okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Pride hurt more than anything.
He looks disappointed.
Yeah,
Look in his eyes.
Yeah.
So we were talking to Johan Kristoffersson.
See the front left lock too, so there's just a split, because we saw the right shot before, so let's have a look from the front, see if we see a puff of smoke from both tyres or not. Yeah, so you see the front left lock first, so you've got a little bit of left lock on, so you've got the weight on the front right, the left's locked instantly, the right's then followed it, and it's in the wall, and okay, there you go. That's the way it goes.
It's exactly what Helio was saying, is that you get in the car, you've got to adapt, the grip levels are different for all the cars. The second that you get off the start line, you're not 100% sure your braking distances, and he just... He's young, he's 19 years old. He's trying to impress, he's letting the competition get the better of him, maybe.
Well, it didn't work out this time. Let's see how this one goes. So Johan Kristoffersson on the outside, Enzo Benito on the inside. So Benito, say, won the place in this competition earlier on today. Background entirely in sim racing. Incredible to see him competing with the likes of Kristoffersson, who, as I say, has just taken his first FIA World Championship last year. Got a couple of FIA World Champions here. There are only 5 disciplines which will get you an FIA World title. He's got one of them, of course. We've got a wet world champion here as well. Kristoffersson doing well on the inside. I wonder if Kristoffersson will have wound it in at all based on what's happened. I'm sure he will have judged the grip for himself. It was interesting that he said that car is easy to lock the wheels in. He's had that awareness all season, Kristoffersson has, about which cars do what and where. And this, to me, is a very strong performance from him. Around the outside, I think he's going to have a pretty clear lead, though. Enzo Benito doing himself absolutely no disgrace at all. I mean, brilliant performance, but it is Kristoffersson who takes it. That was a crucial win, too.
I mean, Kristoffersson can deliver when he needs to. It's extraordinary to watch him race. He's Mr. Data, he's Mr. Concentration, he's super intelligent, but he's cool as a cucumber. And what a race there, just teaching a lesson to the young sim racer.
He soaks it all in, doesn't he? He soaks it all in, and that's the thing. Every single thing that Johan is told, it goes in immediately, and it makes a difference to his performance. So his ability, I guess, to jump in a car and just immediately adapt to it, I would rate as pretty high. I have to say, when I saw him on the entry list, I did think, okay, this is going to be interesting for particularly tomorrow when they're racing on their own.
But kudos to Enzo, because a week ago he'd never properly driven a race car before, and here he is at Race of Champions.
What an experience. What an experience. Tom Christensen on the inside of Team Nordic with a little bit of a creep. Was that a jump start or not? We'll wait and see. I don't think so. He obviously managed either not to cross the beam or not to go before the lights. Lando Norris on the outside, so Norris hasn't had the best run so far. What can he do against Christensen? Christensen, of course, and Solberg, Rock Nations Cup runners-up before. They won in Barbados, didn't they?
Yeah, it's Team Scandinavia.
Oh, running a little bit wide there, Norris on the way in.
Of course, Lando just back from an endurance race at Daytona, and Tom Christensen retired from endurance racing, so he can learn a lot from racing against Mr. Le Mans.
There's that tricky left-hander again. So you've got the car fully unloaded. You're asking it to do a lot. You're asking it to brake and turn at the same time. The weight's kind of over the nose. You're turning in, you're lifting off, and slowly quickly the rear end of the car can come around. Norris did a really nice job there of managing to help that turn the car in, and I think he's going to manage to carry the pace around the outside. And Christensen's going to get the traction, though. This one's going to be too close, but it's Norris that gets it.
Well done, Lando.
10th of a second. Christensen defeated. I thought Christensen would find more traction on the inside there. At first I thought Lando was going to be able to carry it, the speed through the quicker corner. Then it looked like Christensen had got the pace, unless it was just one gear change. If he's had to go from second to third, don't forget that Lando Norris on the outside probably in third already, and then you can carry the pace without the gear shift. So interesting stuff, but
earlier
good.
on we saw Tom Christensen get extra pace on the inside there and actually take a win. That time he seemed to bog down a little. He didn't quite get the traction and didn't manage to beat him on the finish straight.
Here are the scores then in Group B. At the moment, Team Sweden leading from Team Nordic. 3 wins to Nordic, 4 to Sweden. Of course, the group stage not finished yet. So 4 wins for Sweden. I'm just trying to think what the runner-up team was in Group A. I think that was on 4 wins too, so it may well come down to the tiebreaker to decide who goes through as the runner-up. So the winner of Group A, Group B and Group C will all go through. There's a little replay of Christensen and Lando Norris having a chat afterwards. Christensen defeated and doing a suitable job of not looking too upset about it, but
well done, young man.
Yes,
well done.
Yeah, pretty much.
You've got a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah,
I just do this for fun. He lied.
Yeah, massively. What an impressive stadium. 67,000 capacity, known as the Pearl of Stadiums in the Middle East, or just the Pearl. David Coulthard, 13-time Grand Prix winner, 2 Monaco GP wins. Petter Solberg, 2 times FIA World Rallycross champion, also, of course, World Rally champion in 2003. These guys went head-to-head. Now, the last time I did Race of Champions was Barbados, and I say, we mentioned it earlier, distinctly remember these going head-to-head, and Solberg was beaten by Coulthard in the rallycross cars, which must have hurt a bit. Now, I've been the last 2, so I don't know how much evil there's been between them, but these wounds are deep and they last a long time.
But of course, Race of Champions started as a jamboree for rally drivers. Then racing drivers started to come in the early noughties, a little bit more. Like, I think it was Heikki Kovalainen was the first non-rally driver ever to win Race of Champions. So it's time for the sort of rally drivers, who are few and far between now here, to bring it back, to reclaim Race of Champions, Rock Nations Cup.
Okay. So we think if Nordic win, them and Sweden will both go through, because they have a faster time than the runners-up in Group A. So that's coming from O'Neill. And what's happened on the inside lane? Have we got
that's
problem
DC.
with Coulthard? So Coulthard has got a hand up. He's got an issue. I don't know whether they'll restart that or whether this one will just be given straight to Team Nordic. If it does, then...
Please, sir.
And
Please,
Coulthard,
sir,
okay, there we go. And cleverly stops the car on the circuit. That is the way to do it, because that means then that he'll get a rerun. And we have been joined by another guest up in the commentary box, and I think we'll be able to get him on fairly swiftly. He's just having a set of headphones mounted on him now, and then we should be away. And he's someone who you'll be familiar with if you follow myself and Neil Cole in the World Rallycross Championship, because it is the World Rallycross champion, Johan Kristoffersson. So Johan is immediately, not remotely interested in us. He's looking at the point screen. So Johan, we think, welcome by the way.
Thank you.
We think that Team Nordic, if they take the win here, that they'll be equal with you guys on wins. So we think both your teams will go through because...
But it looks like they're a bit slower on time, huh?
Yeah, but so they're going to go up against... Johan's just pleased that he's faster than them, that's it. But yeah, we think they'll go through as runner-up. So basically the runners-up from either Group A or Group B will go through, and we think that it'll be them. So, you know, I mean, you and your teammate Petter Solberg get on ever so well, and there's no rivalry really between Norway and Sweden, is there?
No, definitely not. Especially not between me and Petter. No, but of course it's, you know, teammate is always teammate, and I raced a lot with Petter this season, and now we was up against each other in complete different arena, completely different cars, and yeah, of course, I mean, if there is a win on stake, you want to win. So, and I did, so that was good.
Well, we've got somebody down with Jenny in the paddock, so we're going to pop down to there, and then we'll come back for a few more thoughts from Johan. So, Jenny Gow, down in the paddock.
Well, I found myself a very comfortable spot with two gorgeous gentlemen alongside me, Tom Christensen and René Rast. TK, how's it going?
A good start, very close runs, and really enjoy the track. The atmosphere here is different, but great. You just asked me just after I finally lost today to Lando Norris. He did a very good run. It was close, but you know, a small mistake coming out of the last corner in the gear shift, that for sure gave him the play. So it's very close. So I don't know if we progress, but I hope so, and I believe so, but I'm not sure.
Okay, thanks very much, TK.
Good to hear the thoughts of TK down in the paddock as we move on to Group C. And we're going to see a lot more of the local drivers at this point. My name's Andrew Coley, next to me Neil Cole. We're joined in the commentary box at the moment by the World Rallycross champion Johan Kristoffersson. We'll be eager to see the results graphics and see which teams are going through where. Green light for this one. Ghazi Darashi versus Khalid Al-Khabaisi. And they are in the Rock Extreme Pickup, the Rock Nations Cup. Now, Johan, you took me for a ride in one of these on Thursday. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, it went sideways and almost around. But yeah, they are really good cars to drive. And it looks that they are very, very big on this track, but actually it doesn't feel so bad. It feels quite good. Of course, it's tight over the crest in the chicane, but otherwise it's quite good mechanical grip. They have great traction, so. Nice gearbox for the dog shift, so yeah, it's a nice car running. Personally, I like the NASCAR the most.
You like the NASCAR, but that's even bigger to muscle around this place. Why is that your favourite? As we're seeing Khabaisi leading as they come around the first lap.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of mechanical grip and it has a lot of traction, good gearbox, and yeah, you can slide it around with it, so it's nice.
Coming around to the finish line for this one, the first race in Group C. They approach the line, bit of sideways on the inside lane, but it is Khalid Al-Khabaisi who takes it from Al-Raji, half a second in between them. Johan, you're a rookie here, rookie at the Race of Champions. What's it like to be here? Because you know there are some legends down there. I mean, it must be fun to mix with the guys in the different disciplines.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, it's nice to meet all the people here, all the drivers, which some of them I've been watching since I was almost not bored. Like Coulthard and Montoya, and so it's nice to meet them, nice to race against them, and of course, I mean, when it's green light, you want to win, and so far 3 out of 3, so far so good, and yeah, we'll just try to keep it that way, but it's really tricky. You saw my teammate now hit the wall badly, so when pressure is on, it's easy to do a mistake.
A few more replays from that last run. The drivers with last-minute preparation down in the paddock area, making sure the seats and the belts are just where they want them. Your teammates okay, Johan, after the crash?
Yes, yeah. I'm instantly thinking about Petter when you say teammate, but yeah, Johan seems to be okay. I just have to, wash the crash out of his shoulders because I'm probably thinking about it. But yeah, we'll just head down and push on.
Can you help him with confidence from that point of view? When you have a mistake like that as teammates, can you talk about it and help, or is it a personal thing that he has to deal with on his own?
No, I think you can, and I've done some endurance racing when I have a teammate in the same car, and now it's a little bit of the same. So for sure you can do that.
Okay, next two cars rolling up to the line. The Rock car.
So that's Khaled Al-Qasimi, who is the WRC driver. He just had a great result on the Dakar, so he's just about got over that huge, the biggest endurance rally race in the world, and now he's got to do the short tarmac circuit.
Ahmed bin Khan, though, with the better start on the outside, I think.
The thing is with these cars is that the bite point is very, very short in the clutch, so you saw DC had a jump start when he was up against me, and that's because of the clutch is very, very small, and as soon as you start to drag, it bites. So you just have to make sure that you have the clutch properly all the way down, and then just drop it, because you have no drag in these cars.
So you can't really feel the clutch and get it onto the point. It's literally clutch on or clutch off.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, the bite point is like 1 millimeter.
Listen to the crowd, they are going mad. They're seeing their driver, their home driver, and they want to see a win. Up through the chicane and over the top of the crest, down the other side.
You can actually hear the crowd into the car when they're driving. Yeah, they're really loud, so it's quite nice.
Fantastic.
A bit louder for Ahmed bin Khan.
I don't think so. I think I think I was a little bit louder.
Coming around to take the flag. Going to see a few flashlights, a few people very happy in the stadium. Khan takes it. Great job, absolutely fantastic.
That's particularly impressive because Ahmed got his place in this Rock Nations Cup by winning the Rock Factor Skills Challenge outside yesterday. He's had to fight for his place just to be in this race right now.
And does have some motorsport experience as well. Yeah. And he's another one, though, who's come from GT Academy. It's fascinating to say we've got 3-4 drivers here performing brilliantly who are regular sim racers. So done some real GT racing as well. 2015 Dubai 24, he was 5th overall, but that's great to see a home win for Team Saudi Arabia. Sideways there as well. You can really chuck these cars around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was in the first race today. I was with this car. This one I feel very comfortable. It's the grip is a little bit more progressive compared to the other cars, so it's really good to drive.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is fantastic. I'm so pleased for a home win. It's really important that we come here and support the local drivers, and nice to see them performing well. So we're going to see one of the local teams, of course, from the Middle East through to the semi-finals. Whether or not they can progress any further than that, my goodness me, the crowd will go mad if they do.
Historically, the sort of home advantage has paid. We had a French team win in Paris. We had a German team win in Germany. I mean, they won everywhere else as well, but they won in Dusseldorf. And at the Olympic Stadium a couple of years ago in London, Team GB won there with Jason Plato and Andy Prio. So, the home crowd cheering for you, bit of 11th, 12th man on the team, as they say in cricket and football, can just give you a little bit of extra speed.
Oh, smiles. Yeah, really happy. Really happy. Listen to that.
That's good. By the way, anyone knew who won the skill challenge on the outside between the other drivers yesterday?
No, I don't. Do you know who you got?
I don't know. There was some tall Scandinavian guy.
Was it you?
Yeah.
So that was good fun as well. Karma Sad is up next against Yazid Al-Raji.
I have to say that one of the E-Rock drivers, Van Buren,
yes,
he is brilliant. I mean, he really impressed me. But he did a very, very good job. He actually beat Lando Norris now in one of the heats I saw.
Yeah, he would be so pleased to hear you say that. So he came up here earlier and commentated the E-Racing with us.
No worries. I will not do that.
Yeah, don't
to his face.
No, yeah, I will. I've done already actually because impressed me.
He's really enjoyed the company of you guys as well, where he's been given a few hints about Yazid Al-Raji on the outside, Karma Sad. He said everyone's been really welcoming to a guy from sim racing to real racing, and he's proved that crossover can work. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Al-Raji on the outside lights up the tyres with the V8. Look at those huge black lines he's left off the start line and pitches the truck into turn one. Absolutely full send mode.
So just like Khaled Al-Qasimi, Yazid Al-Raji has just come back from the Dakar Rally as well. So what a huge mental shift to do 2.5 weeks in the deserts of Peru, Bolivia and Argentina, and then just do this stretch of tarmac in front of a home crowd at the first big international event in this stadium in Saudi Arabia. I mean, his mind must be all over the place.
He's not shy of the throttle pedal, is he? He's absolutely got this lit up. And oh no, is he going to on the gas, coming on the gas, send it back round the other way. No, he's going to give it the half spin such a shame. Johan, what happened there?
It's so easy. I mean, as me, I did exactly the same yesterday when you was in the car.
Yeah.
So that is so easy with this car. I think the problem is that he's probably going in third gear. The car is light in the back, and then he shifts down to second in his spins.
So in the middle of the corner, maybe a downshift. Unfortunately, that's going to cost the home win. So Massard takes it, but I'm sure that Arash is going to get a big cheer anyway. Ah, what a shame. That was looking really quick. That was super confident.
He was clearly too quick.
Yeah. It was one way or the other, wasn't it? Win it or bin it.
That's exactly the thing. You know, here you can push like mad, do like he did, but then if you have a slightest mistake, then you're out. So it's really a limit to walk.
Interestingly, Karl Massard was the other driver who qualified yesterday in the Rock Factor, the skills challenge, and he's representing Team Lebanon, and he's only 19 as well. So coming from Beirut, and he beat Yazid Al-Raji. We don't know how good his time would have been because, of course, Al-Raji made that big spin.
That would have been 10 points in drifting. I was very close to the wall.
Well, if they do go out early, he can just carry on in that donut area and sort of do some donuts around Terry Grant, maybe.
Okay, so we're hearing we're still missing a race from Group B, which is interesting. We've got the race, of course. I think we had a problem, didn't we, with Coulthard's car right at the end. So
we're still waiting for Solberg.
That one's going to be the one that decides.
Here we are.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
this is the win situation there. So Johan Kristoffersson, who's up here with us, Team Sweden, with his teammate Ericsson at the minute, are at the top with 6 races and 4 wins. Team Nordic look awaiting on 1 race against Team GB. So if they get the job done, they will be equal on wins.
Oh, they're going in the NASCAR now.
We're not sure who's up. This might be one more race for Group C. Let's wait until we get them to the line first of all, and then I think we'll go back.
Yeah, it looks like it's a Norwegian flag, huh?
Yeah, I think Solberg.
Oh,
okay,
man, Petter Solberg is going to be super quick in this car. He loves it.
He really likes it.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be very quick.
Are you annoyed? Do you wish they were in something where they weren't quite so quick? So
doesn't
Team
matter
Sweden
at
could
all,
go.
to be honest.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay, here we go then. The rerun of the race from earlier on, and this is to decide the end of Group B.
Pretty sure Petter will do a good start. He's always good on the launch.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah, perfect. Hooks it up nicely away from the line, down towards turn 1. Feeling for the grip. Coulthard on the inside line. Petter Solberg around the outside. Who's your money on here then, Johan? Petter?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Johan's having a little look out the window.
He looks a little bit nervous, to be honest. He's a little bit hitting the curb. But yeah, we'll see. He's for sure quick.
Or sideways on the inside lane for Solberg. Coulthard lights up the throttle on the outside as well, so we've still got a lap to go. Remember, what's the gap at the moment? Solberg 30.3, so there's 4 tenths of a second in it. Can you judge when you're in the car from where the other car is on the circuit, really?
No. You just have to don't look at it. You just have to do your own race, hit your markers, and you cannot even look at it.
Well, who's going to be looking at the checkered flag as they come around to take the finish? Coulthard on the inside has got the tighter line. It's going to be really, really close indeed. Solberg through the outside should be able to carry the pace. Solberg on the gas. Coulthard lights it up too from race to the line. But Petter Solberg takes it from David Coulthard by 2 tenths of a second. And that means that...
Oh, they pass us.
Here we go. So they're going to be straight to the screen.
Oh, 3 tenths.
Yeah, Johan Kristoffersson has immediately gone to the timing screen. You can hear him immediately live on television. This is the way racing drivers work. We have the same. Whenever I work with racing drivers, they're so quick to look at the timing screen.
And the thing is that the NASCAR is the quickest car around the track.
Well, so it will go down, if on the tiebreaker, it will go down to the first car used. So basically, if it comes up, if you guys are the runner-up, you will go up against the runners-up from Team A, and the cars there were the same, the first cars that you used, so it will be a fair split. But either way, we are about to find out who's going to go through from Group A and Group B, because we've finished the races there, and that will let us know the first, the second of our semi-finalists, because of course we already know who's gone through from the first group. We've still got then the remainder of the races from Group C to come. Okay, so our graphics are showing Sweden at the top because it goes back on the Heat 1 time with Team Nordic in second. And there we are. Petter Solberg takes David Coulthard out of the car. Sim Racing All-Stars and Team GB with 2 wins each. There we are. We can see the reaction from the guys down there. So we'll bring you the results as to who goes through just as soon as we have them. Okay, so there we are. Team Germany go through as the winners of Group A. It is Team Sweden who win Group B, but Team Nordic go through as well. So that rivalry can continue further into the competition. Johan, that's going to be exciting, isn't it?
So we're going to beat them in semi-final B.
Let's have a look at my draw.
Looks like,
yes, it is going to be winner of... Yes, it is. So we're going to have...
Couldn't be better.
Semi-finals. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Crofty's down in the paddock. Who's he with?
Khalid Al Rajid. It was looking so good, and then it was looking really bad.
Yeah, I push, I try, I want to do my best, and you know, when you attack too much, is in the limit, always in the limit, but is the car in the limit? Slide. I don't want to leave the throttle. I think only slide until end of the corner, but I think spin before. That's what's going on.
Yeah, look, if you're not spinning, you're not pushing, and you were definitely pushing out there.
Sure. We push a lot. We try our best. And we see, still.
I dare say, though, you own the biggest burger chain in Saudi Arabia. If one of your delivery drivers drove like that, you'd sack him, sir.
you like it and you enjoy it with this nice burger.
The burger was fine. The spin, I'm not quite so sure about.
Okay, thank you.
But is it great to have the Race of Champions right here in your own backyard?
Sure. We are very happy. You see a lot of spectators. I think we reached 20 or 30,000 people, but we enjoy a lot. And thank you for Race of Champion to coming here and to enjoy. And you see, have a lot of fans of Race of Champion, and we enjoy.
Great. Good to see you still smiling. There's still hope. You could still get through.
We're still hoping, and we try it.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
We continue with the Group C races. Now we know who's going through, and of course we know now that Germany, the winners of Group A, are going to face the winners of Group C, and we're going to have the winners and the runners-up of Group B are going to face each other in the semi-finals, which means we've got Team Nordic versus Team Sweden in the semi-finals. Should be good fun. Mansour Chebli is in this one, Lebanese hill climb and road tax max driver, rolling up towards the line. Got to get that car as accurately as they can up to the line, but of course that can be quite tricky with the clutches that are on these things. And he'll be going up against Ahmed Bin Kanan. Ahmed Bin Kanan, I think, took the win in the first race, so another home win would go down a treat here in the stadium. Lights out and off the line, great start on the inside, got that absolutely bang on the money.
Yeah, he did exactly what you have to do with that car, just drop the clutch quickly and go.
Tidy drive, would love to take another win, especially after Al Rajhi. And you know, Al Rajhi's going to have races still to come. It was very, very quick, so you know, I'm kind of hoping that it would be great, wouldn't it, Neil, to see the local team go through.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia represented in the semis at the very least would certainly please the home fans.
Buggies around for the end of the first lap. The Rock car in the Rock Nations Cup sideways on the way in again. Is this one easy to turn in, Johan? And for me, this corner here on the inside and the outside lane is pretty key, where it tightens into a left-hander. They've probably seen quite a few mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think with this car. This car have the rally gravel tires, which is quite progressive, so it's worse with the view and with the Ariel or whatever it's called, especially when you have a passenger on the right side.
Absolutely fantastic home win. That sets off the crowd again. Good job, really good job.
And it just goes to show what a measure of talent the Rock Factor Skills Challenges, which I believe you mentioned you won among the drivers yesterday, but that's how he's got his place here, and he's basically undone the bad result from Yazid Al Rajhi by getting another win in there for Saudi Arabia.
Back to the paddock for a driver change. What have we got lining up next? Another pair of NASCAR trucks. Here's a look at the replays. Look at the difference in the start there. Absolutely mega. Great reaction time. Got the car hooked up and away. And that's almost your line, Johan, but not quite. You used some of the dirt on the outside of there as well.
Yeah, it's too clean for me on the tarmac. I need to have a little bit of dirt taste.
Just to make it right. Looking pretty relaxed on board there. Really chucking the car around. Our winner, twice a winner now. And pleasing the home fans very much indeed. Right, Johan, we better let you get back down to the driver holding area so you can go and prepare yourself for the semi-finals. In all seriousness, yeah, it's just going to be good fun, isn't it? You know, Team Sweden versus Team Nordic. I imagine the fans at home are going to love that, certainly.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm prepared already. So I will go down there and see if I meet Tom or Petter, but for sure it's going to be good fun, and I am going to go and cheer for you a little bit now and make him really comfortable before the race.
Okay, fantastic. And you're looking forward to the Race of Champions tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Can't wait. Johan Kristoffersen, thank you very much. We wish you luck in the rest of the competition. Enjoy. Back then to the extreme pickups on the Race of Champions Nations Cup track. Nations Cup today, champion of champions tomorrow for Race of Champions. Can't wait for that. Will Pablo Montoya manage to defend his title? Or will we see one of our rookies take it? So many rookies, we could be etching a brand new name on the Henry Toivonen trophy.
This looks very evenly matched. Did you get the drag down the start finish with that stagger between Khaled Al-Khawazi and Karl Massad? This is super tight.
Be a good race to the finish line. Then interesting what Johan said about not looking at your competitors. So we were hearing earlier, you know, that Helio Castroneves was saying, you're looking and you're thinking, I want to beat him, I want to beat him. Johan's like, I'm not looking at anyone. I'm just setting a piece of, you know, the best time possible on my piece of road. So different approaches, but kind of that super cool approach that we've seen from Johan all through last year. Al-Khawazi taking the win. Karl Massad.
Great second lap from him.
1.6 seconds in the end, yeah, so close to the split and then not so much at the end. Very well done.
This group is pretty even at the moment.
Yeah, it is. So 2 wins for Saudi Arabia, 2 for UAE, 1 for Lebanon.
No, I broke it. Oh, really?
And a little look at some of the replays, popping it up over the curb. Passengers on board. It's very warm inside these trucks where the transmission is so close to the seats. But of course, it's pretty cold out in the stadium now. We'll be looking at single-figure temperatures. The action, though, will be hotting up for the rest of the evening. So we're going to be approaching, of course, the semi-finals. Once Group C is done, we'll know which of these teams here. Team Saudi Arabia, look, 4 races, 2 wins, but Team UAE only 3 races and 2 wins. So good job by them. Team Lebanon, 3 races and 1 win. So which of these teams is going to be going through? Can it be Saudi Arabia at home? The crowd would love that, I'm sure. There we are. A bit of appreciation, very happy indeed. It must be a real experience for these guys as well, Neil, to be racing with some of the world's most famous racing drivers. You know, the Middle East has got its own rally championships. Drifting is huge out here, you know.
They export great drivers to all categories.
Yeah, exactly. The Dakar, you know, we've certainly
GT,
but it's fantastic to bring all these drivers here and see their reaction too to somewhere completely different. We've never been to the Middle East.
And we can't overstate just how big a deal it is to be here at this stadium in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia, and how much of a big step it is internationally for an event like this. It's been huge, and the people have been very welcoming, and the drivers are just loving the respect that they're given as they arrive, and then that sort of inflates the sort of esteem of the local drivers, and they feel like they can match some of the world's greatest drivers on the circuit.
Was little on board there with Coulthard. Montoya, the champion. Some fantastic images from the Race of Champions. Joel Eriksson going to need to eradicate those mistakes if they're going to want to beat Tom Christensen. You can see there reacting to it. Petter Solberg, of course, from Team Nordic. The semi-finals are going to be fantastic.
But if there's anyone who can sort of placate Joel and make him feel better and to put that out of his mind, it's the cool head of Johan Kristoffersen. And I have to say that he's kind of made a rod for his own back, because he's credited by Petter Solberg himself with actually sort of slightly taming Petter's wilder sideways style that he's so famous for from his days in the WRC. Yeah. He's always been spectacular in sideways, and since he's been teammates with Johan Kristoffersen, who's super tidy, he's become tidier as a driver, Petter Solberg.
I'll be honest, I was convinced that they were going to see the final lineup here. Mansour Chebli heading into this one.
So there's only one hill to climb here. There's only one hill to climb here, and that's the bridge. But he is a hill climb champion, and Khaled Al-Qasimi is an absolute legend. I've worked with him over the years in WRC and, of course, at the Dakar, and he's such an extraordinary man. And he was a privateer. So there was the last year for the Peugeot team at the Dakar this year, and he was driving the same kit as the Peugeots, as the official factory Peugeot team, but as a privateer. It's like, yeah, I'll have that. I can afford that. And he did brilliantly. And a great co-driver, got lost in the desert a few times, but still made an amazing top 10 finish. So this isn't his comfort zone at all, but great to see him racing here.
So I'm looking at this and trying to figure out who's going to win the group, and looking at it for me, if Team Lebanon win, then they're all on 2 wins each. It's going to come down to time. If UAE win, they're on 3 wins, so they go through. So if UAE win here, I think the dream is over for Saudi Arabia. Khaled Al-Qasimi will be looking to engage the rally skills. Of course, Citroen factory pilot.
Yep.
Doesn't do the full WRC, selected events. Looking pretty calm inside the car there. You know, gravel tyres, rock car. I personally think it's advantage him.
It's definitely advantage rally driver, yeah, because he can. The circuit's a little bit cold, a little bit dusty. These of all the cars are the easiest to control sideways in a long drift. But he's just got to get used to the tight left under the bridge and then the tight right out of the bridge. And apart from that, he should have it sorted.
Look at this, immediately left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas, warming up the brakes aggressively, more aggressively than his opponent. Chevley, fantastic on board here. Right up to the flag, so every centimetre trying not to get the jump start. They pull it in the other car forward. The reason for that is what you heard Johan say earlier, the clutches in these cars, competition clutches, are not very easy to just edge the car forward with. The Christmas tree of lights lights up in the middle, wait for them to go out. The last race of the group stage is underway. Great start in the inside lane by Mansour Chevley. Got a fantastic run away from the line. Khaled Al-Qasimi not quite so quick on the reaction time, but tidy down on the way in. Leaves himself plenty of space, keeps it tight on the inside. This could be close.
See, that's the tricky corner there, and that's where Johan Kristoffersen went a little bit wide and nearly hit the wall earlier when he had his very wild early race.
Then he did hit the wall, yeah, just on the way into the tunnel, didn't he? Then he dropped a wheel off the side. So we've seen a few people go sideways in various different cars and still set good time. Listen to that lovely feathering of the throttle through the long left-hander. Al-Qasimi leading at the moment by a second. But remember, there's that stagger in the circuit. So through left, right, left. Somebody there has left the most impressive set of black lines through that chicane.
Yeah.
Al-Qasimi, look at the focus in his eyes here. And you can see it's a pretty flat contact patch with the gravel tyre. Tiny bit of opposite lock as he chucks the car into the left-hander. It's going to be close between them. The tight line on the inside is going to be able to carry less pace around the outside. It's going to be full gas towards the finish line. Who's going to take it? Chevley on the inside from Al-Qasimi, and that means it's 2 wins apiece. And I think it will go down to tiebreaker. It will go down to time. So we'll let the results guys deal with that for us.
So Mansour beats the Sheikh. That's quite a big upset there.
2 wins apiece. It was a very evenly matched group. Who's going to go through and face Team Germany? Another look at that start. Great start by Chevley. I don't think it was enough to make the difference, but every tenth of a second counts, of course. Tidy driving on the inside here would have been really frustrating to be on the outside. As Al-Qasimi, we were riding on board, and he would have looked to the left and just seen it was so desperately close. Could he get the throttle on or not? And he couldn't. Group C then is showing that the winners are Team Saudi Arabia, with the Heat 1 time being a 2:01.5. So Saudi Arabia looks like they're going to go through to the semi-finals at home for the Rock Nations Cup. That is absolutely fantastic news for the crowd. And there you go. These are the teams that are qualified. So Team Germany were the first to go through from Group A. Sweden and Team Nordic will face each other in semi-final B. Look, you can see Team Sweden versus Team Nordic. That is a fantastic lineup. And then Team Saudi Arabia, can they get the dream result and go through to the final at home in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the King Fahd International Stadium? It would be a brilliant result. They're up against it, going against Germany, the most successful team in, of course, the Rock Nations Cup. We're going to find out just exactly what's going to happen when the semi-finals get underway shortly. The motocross riders are entertaining the crowd. Crofty's going to entertain you at home with a few of the drivers.
Just watching the motorbikes and the MFX guys, and they are awesome down here, as is this man, Alex Furtz from the World Endurance Championship and Formula One motorsport legend. Enjoying the Rock Nations Cup tonight?
No, I'm not. Austria's too small to take part here in this amazing Race of Champions. But I'm a fan of Race of Champions. It's cool all the time. I follow it on TV, and I'm here anyway for my business in Saudi, so I just came by here.
So let's have a look at the semi-finals then. Germany against Saudi Arabia. How do you see that one going?
Because we're here on Saudi soil, I hope the Saudis winning. I don't support my neighbors from the north, I'm Austrian, so.
And Timo Bernhard has always been a rival, you see, not a teammate on that one. Nordic against Sweden, that's the one I think that's going to have the biggest sense of competition.
Yeah, but let me quickly say the German dudes are nice ones here, the big two good ones to come, René and Timo. Cool guys. I'm very interested in the Scandinavian fights. Whoever is a Viking out there will win. And some good drivers. We'll see how the young dude, Troll Eriksson, is doing after shunting it once. But time will decide.
It's youth against experience in that one, isn't it? Do you go for the old wise head, or do you go for the young pups if they can get over the shunt that they had?
I go for the young ones.
And if Team Austria were taking part, Alex Wirtz, you and Niki Lauda, can we get Niki out of retirement? Could that work?
No, let me think a little bit.
Maybe not on that one. Great to see you here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, bye-bye. Enjoy.
Absolutely outrageous tricks going on out on the track. Look at that, fantastic.
It's so gnarly. This is FMX forever.
Jenny's down on the paddock now, let's hear from her.
Yes, and I'm with one man who is rightfully very happy to do it in front of a home crowd as well. Ahmed, what a fantastic performance.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to represent Saudi Arabia, and here we're between our people and our families. I did my best, and hopefully we can do well in the next round.
Well, your best was absolutely terrific to come through, the Rock Factor skills to go all the way through to go against Team Germany, the team with the most amount of wins. Yeah. A little bit daunting or okay?
I'll do my best, and hopefully we can do it, hopefully.
Sure, you'll give it everything, and this crowd here have been fantastic supporting you.
Yeah, exactly, everyone cheering for me, so I have to do 110%.
I know you will. Good luck.
Thank you.
He's been doing 110% so far. We've seen some absolutely fantastic performances. It would have been great to see any of the groups go through, the teams go through Group C, because this is the first time Rock Nations Cup has come to the Middle East, and it would have seen a Middle Eastern team through. But to see the home team through nearly is great, isn't it?
Yeah, and they could be the underdogs here, and they could come through like it's happened before with Team GB in London, with Germany in Dusseldorf, and with Team France in Paris.
Motocross guys heading back to the holding area.
Just love watching them, because the skills that they have, and that company, FMX Forever, have had 10 X Games gold medals between them. They've been at 3 X Fighters World Championships. I mean, they are a superb bunch of riders, and the chance for them to come and get big air over the Race of Champions bridge, nothing could be better.
I was fascinated yesterday watching them practice. They ride up to the ramp just on the run up, have a look at it. Then they ride up the ramp and stop at the top. Then they go round the other side and they look at the landing. They were stood on the top of the Race of Champions bridge, looking at the landing, judging it all, and then finally one of them went. And then the other 4, you look at these guys, you think, oh, they're mad. They're not at all. It's a huge calculation to absolutely everything they do, and the result is absolutely stunning. Well, I think we have a pretty decent semi-final lineup, it has to be said. The Germans, who of course are the reigning champions, albeit Sebastian Vettel possibly watching at home, hoping these guys are going to hold up the honour for him. That was a couple of the scrutineers you could see down there, some guys from the UK who come out to do the check-in on the cars.
It's a really important job that they do, because the thing that the drivers all do is kind of go, oh, his tyres are colder than mine, he's got a different thing. They have to check that the brake balance on every single car, that the tyres are exactly the same level of tread. They have to make sure that the racing is fair, because while the drivers come here from around the world, from all their different disciplines, and say they've come for a great time to be ambassadors for the sport, you know that once the helmet is on, they're going to go, but his car was slightly faster than mine. So those guys have such an important job, and they deal on, with strong shoulders, squarely with the drivers kind of going, are you sure those were equal?
We're going to head back down to the paddock where Jenny, I think, has grabbed some more of our competitors. Let's go and have a chat again.
Yes, I'm here with Team Latin America. Unfortunately, not quite enough to get through into the semi-final.
Sure, I think they're still. No, I'm serious. I'm not lying. Because from timing scoring, I think it was the other way around. Because my race, I think the timing didn't work. And if you look at, so they're trying to decide.
We're still actually arguing about it because we feel that we should be there because we won 4 times, and but not only that, it's the time that they are not considering that our time was faster. So
I don't know. There's something going on, and in their iPads, we're through.
Oh, there's always drama and controversy wherever you guys go, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for.
That's why we're Latin.
I was going to say the Latin American, the hot blood, it all comes out. So are you going to try and take them down? Are you going to go out there?
Well, if we got a shot, we will. We'll give it hell.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
I love it. And just tell me, is the track rubbering in? How's it feeling out there when you were going out?
Slippery as hell,
Be careful.
but it's fun.
Okay, guys, go campaign. See you later.
Yes.
Go campaign indeed. So we had Helio Castro Neves up here with us earlier on. He was super excited about everything, and I'm sure we'd be disappointed to go out. Now it sounds like they're campaigning to, was there a problem with the timing? So they're saying there was an issue with the timing, that they think they should be going through as the best of the second place teams from Group A and Group B. And we're going to hopefully be able to bring a graphic up for you and run through who's where and what we think the state of play is. We'll do that for you in just a moment. We've been joined in the commentary box by Ryan Hunter-Reay, who's been having a tricky day, I suppose. Yeah. But are you still having fun?
Absolutely, always having fun. But yeah, it's just little bits. You know, I lost to Montoya by a couple tenths of a second. It was right there, very close. You know, out there, you're jumping from car to car. Everything's different. You know, gearing wise, when one car's loose, the other one has a lot of understeer. You're constantly thinking about how you can maximize your lap time in this car. And when I was out there, for instance, against Montoya, came into one of the corners and just got a little bit too much speed in, lost the rear a little bit. And I knew that one slide right there could be enough to lose it, and let alone, you know, came across the start-finish line, and it was very close with them. So that's what it's like, though, going up against a group like this.
So we're just seeing some of the graphics on the screen here, and we think the dispute is over the number of wins. So basically it goes on the number of wins. If you win Group A and you win Group B, you go through automatically. The winner of Group C does too. Then it's the runner-up from A or B, and what we saw there was possibly a faster time for the runners-up from Team Latin America. Oh dear. So the decision has been reversed. So Team Latin America are going through in semi-final B. Johan Kristoffersson will be very disappointed about that, because of course he was up here and looking forward to facing Team Nordic, and I know that Scandinavia were disappointed not to see that battle happen, but Team Germany versus Team Latin America, and of course, Neil, that means that our reigning champion of champions is going through too.
Yep, and interestingly, Ryan, the entire top half of that table is rookies. People who've not done Race of Champions before, Germany and Saudi Arabia as the drivers. Now, you've done a few Race of Champions. What's it like when you do your first one? Because rookies seem to do well in their first attempt.
Yeah, I guess you really don't know what to expect, but it's tough. The toughest part about this race is, like I said, jumping in to many different race cars that need to be driven differently. Some of the cars need second gear in a corner, other cars need first gear, others, you know, third around this corner. So it's just the different driving styles. It always ends up being a tight race behind the accomplished veterans. It always ends up being just a few tenths of a second. So we'll have another good show on our hands here. But tomorrow I need to end up on the right side of that instead of just shy of it.
Sure. Yeah. Some clarification coming through from race control. Poor old Ryan, you've joined us at like the most complicated bit of the entire show. Basically, we think Kristoffersson's been penalised for contact with the wall in the race against Coulthard, but then Coulthard, of course, was supposed to have had a jump start. Either way, the stewards have come to their decision, and we have to go with what the stewards have decided. So that is what they decided. Semi-finals coming up, going to be fantastic.
Wow.
Okay, Ryan, look at this. The crowd are going mad here. It's the first time we've been to the Middle East. It's completely different culture for most of us, but everyone's been so friendly and welcoming, and it's great to take this fantastic race to somewhere new again.
It is, and everybody has been very, very welcoming, very nice, very giving, and it's been a nice time here. You know, it's really to see a different culture like this, something completely different to what I've ever seen before, experienced. You know, that's really nice, and yeah, I feel very thankful that racing has taken me there, but certainly want to win this Race of Champions. So tomorrow, one of the worst parts about getting knocked out early in the Nations Cup is that you're lacking all that practice that the other guys are out there doing now, getting ready for tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon. So it's tough, but just to be invited to an event like this among this group of drivers.
So crowd getting ready as we get ready to get the action back underway. Semi-finals coming up. We're going to see a best of 3, but of course if you win 2-0 then it can be game over a little bit more quickly. There'll be one of each of the drivers from each of the teams going in. How do the semi-finals from, you know, now the format changes, what do you change your approach to it or not?
No, I think you have to stay within that limit of the car. What happens here at Race of Champions most of the time is and I have often been accused of this, is just driving too hard. Just driving too hard. That's what I'm used to in the IndyCar. The harder you push, the more reward you get. Here, the harder you push, the more time you're going to lose. So it's all about being tidy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
René Rast up against Yazid Al-Rajhi in the first of our encounters. Germany, the reigning champions, up against the home nation, Saudi Arabia. The locals would love it if Saudi Arabia. There's a proper party happening in the grandstand directly opposite us. Like, everybody's congregating in one bit in the middle, and they are literally bouncing for this, which is great to see. Absolutely brilliant. But what, of course, they really want to see is they want to see Yazid Al-Rajhi take the win against René Rast. Al-Rajhi was very, very quick in the extreme pickup earlier, but he was wild and he span it. What can he do this time round? Didn't look like he got the best start, but then he hooked it up in second gear and down into turn 1 through the left-hander on the inside. René Rast, who's having a fantastic time here on his debut at the Race of Champions, tidy through the chicane, up and over the crest at the top, and you can see there the passenger's head being flung around as he has a big push. We're on board with Al-Rajhi, and this, of course, I think this is the car that we saw Joel Eriksson put in the wall earlier. Johan Kristoffersson was saying it's quite easy to lock the wheel, particularly, you know, with the dust on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. The big thing here is that we have corners that are quicker than most Race of Champions events. So when you come into them, there's a very fine line between overstepping it and getting it all right. And if you do just go miss it by a foot, you're in the wall.
Yeah, see, the low-speed stuff, I guess you can still make an adjustment, but the high-speed stuff you can't. On board, look at that, down at looking at Al-Rajhi's feet, bit of left foot braking, trying to pitch the car around, got to try and find some traction. But on this occasion, it is going to be Germany that take it. René Rast with a fantastic job, absolutely brilliant, 58.5. That was a landslide in his favour. So to me, Al-Rajhi looked more comfortable in the extreme pickup. Neil, I don't know your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously an open wheeler, this is going to suit a racing driver much more than a rally driver, and that's been proven by René running away with this. And Ryan, you were saying that you don't get extra seat time because you're not doing any more races in the Rock Nations Cup, but we've brought you up here to the commentary booth, and you might be able to spot a little bit, because I'm watching you through you're watching through the window, and you're trying to assess where you might be, you know, missing a trick in certain corners.
Yeah, and you can see where the time is won and lost. I mean, you really can. When you have a car, especially through the tight technical section, you can see when a car ends up having to do a little bit of counter steer with because it got loose. Every bit of those counter steer moments or inputs are fractions of a second that you're going to end up giving up at the time.
So you very much believe that tidy is the way to get the quickest results here?
In some of the cars, you do have to get the rear end around the corner, so you do have to hang the rear end out. But tidy is absolutely the key because it's so technical.
Tidy is tricky in these NASCARs.
Timo Bernhard versus Ahmed bin Karnan off the line. Bernhard doesn't get a great start there, somehow didn't get it hooked up, and it is big V8 time in the NASCARs into the left-hander. Bernhard will be heading under the bridge now, and over the top, Ahmed bin Karnan, who's put in such a good performance so far tonight. You know, what can he do here? Oh, sideways again. So is that losing time or gaining time, Ryan?
Yeah, that bit of a curve hop, he got a little bit sideways there. That is a little bit of time loss, but we see Timo just lost a little bit there.
So a lot of rotating going on. Of course, temperatures are dropping here tonight. We're down way into the single figures now. Up and through the chicane for Bernhard. You'll know he didn't get a good start. Now it's a question of whether or not he can resist looking across to the other track and pushing too hard. And we're hearing time penalty plus 5 seconds for Karnan. So Ahmed bin Karnan's been given a 5-second penalty. Did he touch the wall twice? Did he jump the start? And of course, it might be a jump start.
He made a good run of it, that's for sure. That was a pretty close race, closer than I thought it was going to be.
To run Timo Bernhard that close is pretty impressive, considering that he qualified yesterday in the Rock Factor Skills Challenge.
Brand new. Yeah, brand new.
Box fresh driver just arrives and is that close to Timo Bernhard.
Very, very impressive.
But that is it, I think.
Yeah, double win for Germany. So Germany go through to the final. The most prolific winners of the Rock Nations Cup have made it through to the crucial stage. Again, can they win from there? Okay, so he clattered the bridge, but did he clatter it twice? Okay, so Ryan's here, and Ryan's pointed out what we missed, of course, because the racing drivers don't miss a thing. There was a little bit of contact and then a cut curve as well, so it didn't make any difference in the end. Bernhard takes it. Germany go through. He'll be pleased with that. Wide-eyed, still running on adrenaline. Getting in and out of the car like this is actually quite tiring, isn't it? Stop, start, stop, start.
You know, it's fun. I mean, that's what it's all about, is getting in and out of the cars, trying to adapt to the different driving styles, like I said. But, yeah, back to that penalty, 4 inches is the rule. If you move the barrier 3 inches, you're okay. If you move it 4, you're not. So.
There we go. Team Germany go through from semi-final A to the final. Great job.
And they're both new to Race of Champions, and that's the thing that's incredible, is they're carrying the flag that's been so successful here, but both of them are new.
Different drivers. You know, there's something about Germany, isn't there? These guys are very, very good indeed.
They're both very accomplished racing drivers, and they're both used to a lot of weight moving around. You know, they're used to sports car racing and jumping into different types of sports cars, but they're going to have their hands full, that's for sure, with I believe either Latin America or Nordic.
Could be very close indeed. We're going to find out which of those goes through very shortly.
Congratulations all round from Team Saudi Arabia to Team Germany. And René Rast, you are through to the final. Congratulations.
Yeah, a great feeling. Obviously, we had some pressure from Team Germany from the past couple of years, but yeah, we are still rookies, but we made it to the final, which is a great feeling. But in general, we're having lots of fun. It's a great event, and hopefully we can be back next year.
Absolutely. Timo, it's a silly question, but who would you rather face in the final?
Well, I'm not sure, but for sure both will be very hard. And I think so far we had quite good groups as well, but for the final, for sure, the heat will be on, and we have to be very precise. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Being very precise. How very German is that, gentlemen?
Sounds very German to me.
It does. So does winning. Congratulations and good luck with the final.
Thanks.
All smiles for Team Germany. The first of our teams through in the Rock Nations Cup. Who will be joining them? Is it going to be Team Latin America featuring Juan Pablo Montoya, the current Race of Champions champion? Or are we going to see Team Nordic go through? Solberg and Christensen. I think this is going to be a fantastic battle. It's interesting too, because the mindset probably Montoya and Castroneves must have changed very recently. You know, suddenly they're going out. Quite a while ago, you know, we've got the whole of Group C for them to go, oh, it's done now. But then actually they're back in. Hold on a minute. Here we go. So first up then, we've got Tom Christensen, 9 times winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, against Juan Pablo Montoya, double Indy 500 winner, among many other accolades, and of course including the Race of Champions. Right, who's your money on, boys?
Oh boy, it's TK. Jeez, he's one of the best in rock history, I think. And Montoya, the one thing with Montoya is he will never slip up. He's always very consistent and very impressive. I think Montoya is one of the best racing drivers ever, I think.
Well, there we are. Ryan Hunter-Reay thinks this is going to be super close. Yeah, I think it is as well. Christensen has, I think, gone for the yellow glasses, which is when light levels drop. He's looking for a bit more action. Absolutely brilliant start from both of them. The Vool 05 Rock Edition coming around to that tricky left-hander. Nicely done on the inside there. Christensen carries great speed through the left-hander. Fantastic. Ryan Hunter-Reay leaving us and heading downstairs. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're looking to see who's going to take this one. So Juan Pablo Montoya is going to cross the line first of all, but remember, we've got the stagger to deal with. There we are, down towards the gears. So these cars are all on there. Again, this is the tricky left-hander. We've seen a few people left and right through there. Gets it through nicely. Here you hear the wastegate again as he lifts off the throttle, gets the car turned in over the curbs on the inside. Passenger holding on very tight indeed. Inside line has the shorter run, but I think the outside line is going to take this one. Great speed from Juan Pablo Montoya. First blood goes to him. Christensen is beaten.
Well, Ryan nailed it. I mean, Juan Pablo did not make a single mistake there. And of course, Christensen is consistent. He's done a lot of Race of Champions. In terms of the actual Race of Champions itself, he's always often been in the final. in the final last year, been in the final regularly, never won the individual race of champions. He has, of course, won the Rock Nations Cup with Peter Solberg back in Barbados, but beaten there by Team Latin America. But interestingly, to beat Germany, you need to be in a compilation team. You can't. One nation isn't enough to beat Germany.
Germany could do it all on their own. We chuck a couple of nations together and they can't get the job done. So up next, we've got Solberg versus Helio Castro-Neves. And basically, Solberg has to win. If Solberg doesn't win, then Team Latin America are going to go through. So Helio Castro-Neves, we know that Solberg loves this car. Johan Kristoffersson told us earlier, Petter loves this car. And immediately.
That's a good impression.
It's average. These guys don't miss anything. What's fascinating, every time we have a driver come and join us in the commentary box, they're instantly on the timing screen. They see things that we don't see in the same way that they see more track than we see. That was a super fast start from Solberg on the outside.
It looked like he was creeping and
that's what I thought.
The lights.
Yeah, it really, I mean, they have a few inches before they reach that sensor. Up and over the bridge, Helio Castro-Neves, who was up here in the commentary box with us earlier as well. So we've had some great guests today. Castro-Neves, who we thought was out. You know, he lost that race and we thought they were gone. Can he recover here, or is Petter Solberg, the rally crossman, going to send the V8 sideways to victory?
He looks like he's carried the momentum of that amazing start right the way through to the first half of this race.
Big moment, Castro-Neves almost in the wall on the outside. Yeah, he might have just glanced over, but Castro-Neves has made a mistake there, and that might well hand the advantage to Petter Solberg. I still think this one's going to be tight. Solberg with a little flick to the left and the right. You're looking at Castro-Neves, who, as we say, is really damaged. He has a tiny bit on the outside of the bumper, but I think it's going to be enough for Petter Solberg to take it. Solberg is going to take the win in the second heat of the semi-final.
Wow.
And that's going to mean that we're going to go down to a decider.
You could see that Helio knew that he was behind, pushing a little bit too hard, bounces off the wall, and Petter, what a great drive. From the start, he knew he had to win that, and as he often does, he just delivered. And let's not forget, he's probably still recovering from a big crash, which did him a lot of damage, broken collarbone back in October, was it, in Latvia? He's still kind of carrying a little bit of an injury, but he did not show any signs of weakness there. Look at that, all four wheels off the ground. Fully straight as well. Not everyone gets that straight.
What you see is people with too much steering. So I think what's happening is the car's understeering a bit. They've got a bit much lock on. Then they go over the crest and they're not getting the lock straight. Solberg, none of that problem, anticipated it. We've seen it a few times, haven't we, with the extreme pickup. So Solberg the winner, and that means that Team Nordic face one more race.
The glasses are clearly working.
Yeah, they are. They are. Solberg removes the glasses and the crash helmet, and will now go and have a little rest, because we've got some drift demonstration about to happen on the track. So these guys were fully sideways earlier on. Great entertainment for the crowd. Drift challenge, and look at this. I mean, absolutely experts in going sideways, particularly when you think how close the barriers are here. It's not easy drifting in the widest of spaces, and they are making it look incredibly easy, beautifully transitioning the cars. And you see this wonderful spider cam just gives you the best view possible of absolute sideways. There's the rear wheels locked on the way in. Because the cars are specially built for this, so they have certain ways of setting the suspension up. It means they have a lot more steering lock, so you can hold a lot bigger drift angle, but it doesn't make it any easier to put in the kind of performance that they are putting in. Brilliant stuff.
I have to give props to the team as well, because yesterday one of these went fully into this wall, like fully into the wall, bounced off the wall and was then hit by one of the others. Did a huge amount of damage to both cars, so they've managed to fix these up, and you would not know, because they look box fresh as they perform tandem donuts.
So much smoke that you can see in the background there. You can't even see where they are, in fact. At this end of the circuit, the two cars continuing, and we've got a red flag, so maybe the tandem donuts didn't quite work out, but there's a huge amount of smoke down there either way. Good stuff. There we are, they've laid down some serious rubber on the tarmac, and that's a proper bit of smoke out of the top of the King Fahad Stadium. Jenny is down with Helio Castro-Neves. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, Tom, Helio, the pressure is on. I know we're just seeing a cloud of smoke behind us from the drifters, but How nervous are you two? How are you feeling? Are you standing tense next to each other?
I'm pissed. Dang, I can't believe it. I just lost it going to one of the corners, but I think if you lose one, you're out, isn't it?
No, there's Montoya and Solberg, and one of the
okay.
If he wins, you're in. If Petter wins, I'm in. And I didn't have a good run either. I mean, when you get offline here, it's gone.
So it all comes down to this. Which one of you thinks your teammate has this in the bag?
Oh, I hope Juan Pablo have it. I mean, he won this before, so I'm counting with him. So let's see what happens.
Okay, we're just trying not to get run over at the moment, if you wondered why we're moving quite rapidly.
Petter will take him in the buggy. In the buggy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The buggy is not the favorite car for Montoya, at least, and he told me that, and I remember that. So we will see. I hope it will be a nail-biting finish with us in front.
We win.
A bit of trash talking going on there from Tom Christensen. That's what we like to see, isn't it? Winding up the opposition just as much as possible before they head out to try and make it through to the final.
I love it because he's not even talking to the person who's going to drive. He's talking to his teammate, but he's still trying to psych him out as if that can transmit telepathically into the brain of his teammate.
Well, there's something going on, isn't there? But I love it. It's great. But it's good, friendly fun as well. So interesting. I wasn't quite sure. Basically, you know, they're betting on who likes the car more. He's saying Solberg's going to take it. I don't think Montoya likes the buggy, but again, how much is just a bit of fun trash talk, and how much they do talk to each other, to be fair. That, you know, they talk about which cars they like and which they don't, and I think then when the competition gets a bit tight, you stop giving away your little secrets.
And don't forget that Ryan Hunter-Reay was up here moments ago, and he knows better than anyone else the mindset of Juan Pablo Montoya, and he said he is probably one of the best racing drivers ever. I mean, that's high praise from Ryan Hunter-Reay. So Petter does have his work cut out here, but again, he does like the buggies. The rock cars suit Petter and his newly slightly tidier driving style. In fact, today, tidier than Johan's.
Yeah, indeed. Johan wanted to help him quite that much. Fascinating pairing, Solberg and Kristoffersson in Rallycross. Wasn't sure it was going to work, to be honest. Solberg obviously having a last-minute adjustment either to his belts or possibly the pedal position. I think probably the belt, and shut the grills on the side. But yeah, it's gone both ways. You know, Solberg has helped Kristoffersson with things like setup. Kristoffersson has helped Solberg with driving style. But the rock car responds well to being thrown around, as you can see. We know that Juan Pablo Montoya is a weapon in anything he gets. And there are the guys that all smiles. Trash talking's finished now, the TV camera's gone. The show's over now, they're just watching together.
Love it.
But, you know, what can Montoya do here? And Solberg would dearly love to win the Rock Nations Cup again. Solberg on the outside, they are 1-1 tie-break situation in semi-final B. Revs up, here we go. This is absolutely crucial. Oh, bit of rolling there, almost a jump start. We didn't see which lane that was. It was the inside lane, so that will be Juan Pablo Montoya. You can see the camera in the background, but I don't think he jumped the start. So Montoya versus Solberg is on. We ride on board, up and over the bridge with Montoya with a big push. There are the two teammates on. Christensen saying, oh no, so I don't know what he spotted there. He was looking, I guess
he saw himself.
He saw himself, but he didn't want to see it. He wanted to see the action, so he's like, no, I want to see the race. Solberg around the left-hander, and Solberg is on a big push here. A little bit of opposite lock. Montoya, though, giving nothing away.
This is closer than it was between Petter and Helio Castroneves. Montoya is looking close.
So they're both looking really nervous. I'm feeling pretty nervous up here as well. This is going to decide who goes through to the final to face Team Germany. On Pablo Montoya, just fantastic car control. He's on the inside. He's got less of a run. If he can find the traction, he can get it done. But Solberg's going to carry more speed around the outside. Solberg versus Montoya to the line, and Montoya takes it. The race of champions, champion of champions from last year in Miami, has got the job done. He goes through to the final. Absolutely fantastic job. Montoya and Castroneves will face Germany in the final of the Rock Nations Cup. Great drive, absolutely great drive. Jenny Gao is down with the two teammates who were trash talking beforehand. Let's hear the reaction to that.
Oh, that was...
We got you.
Hey, you first have to beat the Germans, and they are fast.
They are tough. They are tough. But hey, we gotta go there first.
I got a good teammate, so...
Happy man. Well done. Good luck.
TK storms off in a fit of rage. Elio, congratulations through to the final.
See, even though it's a friendly rivalry, everybody when lose, they get out. They get pissed. No, but it's a great job, Juan Pablo. I mean, obviously, bidding, especially those guys over in this type of cars that they are special. And Juan Pablo was talking about, oh, I don't like this guy. I said, just do it, man, and great job.
Lovely stuff. Let's hear from your teammate. Where is Juan Pablo Montoya?
Juan Pablo Montoya is right here. 15 minutes ago, you were out of the Rock Nations Cup. Now you're in the final.
That was great. You know, Peter put a hell of a battle there. It's the first time for me actually to race the rock car. And, oh my God.
He's not bad for a beginner then, is he?
Yeah, but you know, an old man like this. No, maybe I'm the same age, maybe. Well done. Well deserved.
2 old men, Petter, they're both through. Do you think he's got a chance against Team Germany? Do you think they've both got a chance?
I must say, Montoya is a fantastic driver. We saw that last year also, unbelievable. So, from my point of view, yeah, I can come with some excuses, but it doesn't fit today.
Unlucky commiserations. We'll see you tomorrow in the Champion of Champions.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Really sporting stuff from Solberg, basically saying, yeah, we got beaten there. So, Helio Castroneves, I've never met him before today. You know, we see the drive. I would have had a quick chat with him, but you know, for him to come up and join us on commentary, be so relaxed, so friendly and open, and then to think, oh, we've gone out, and now suddenly we're seeing him through to the final with Juan Pablo Montoya. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Team Latin America to face Team Germany for the title Rock Nations Cup. He'll be with us very shortly indeed. Well, here you go, then this is how we've got to where we've got so far. Group A, Team Germany won, Team Latin America went through as the runners-up, so they went to semi-final A and semi-final B respectively. Team Nordic won Group B, they went through to semi-final B. Team Saudi Arabia won Group C and went through to semi-final A, but you can already see who's made it through. Team Germany winning the first semi-final and Team Latin America. The look on their faces, Juan Pablo Montoya, that celebration in the car shows you what that means. They are in the final. King Fahad Stadium, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. First time in the Racing Champions and of course Rock Nations Cup to come to the Middle East. There's Solberg and Tom Christensen just having a little chat about where it all went wrong.
Well, the thing is, what he's got to contend with is not only is Helio Castroneves a 3-time Indy 500 winner, he won Dancing with Stars. He's a Brazilian with the Cha-Cha-Cha. He was a winner of what is the American version of Strictly. So he's got the moves, and now he's going to show Team Germany in the final how to dance his way around this circuit in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. But his teammate, what an incredible run of results from Juan Pablo Montoya. He just keeps on winning.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And he drove a bunch of different cars during his, racing career. So he's comfortable with different levels of grip, different amounts of power, different weights of car, different amounts of visibility of where your front wheels are.
He also won, of course, as you say, last year when everyone was like, oh no, he won't win now, he's faster, he's definitely not going to win, and he could. Now let's look at the other side. 2 rookies from Germany. If they win this, it will be like a record 8th win for Germany. That won't be lost on them. Yeah, everybody, when you're competing for your countries, you're very proud to wear the flag, and they'll want to get the job done for Germany as well. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And looking at the results, of course, from the semis, Castroneves lost his race and it went to the tiebreaker with Montoya, whereas Rast and Bernhard both won their races. They got the job done in 2 races. So, in theory, they go into this with just a little bit more confidence. The Whelen NASCAR, 335 brake horsepower per tonne from that V8 engine, rear-wheel drive noise.
Listen to that.
Yes, there we are. That's left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas. That's a tyre warm, basically. So rolling burnout, that's called. You saw the drifting guys doing that at the end of their display. Not quite so much tyre smoke here because you're looking to warm them up, not wear them out. There we go again. Yes, okay, good stuff. So René Rast, really lighting the tyres up, wants every single tiny bit of performance he can get from it. He's going to need a lot of revs to get that off the line now. The tyres will be a bit stickier. Germany on the inside. Team Latin America on the outside. Rast versus Montoya. We're into the final of the Rock Nations Cup. It's a very even start between the two. Into the left-hander coming around the outside. Juan Pablo Montoya times the lock-up and aims towards the tunnel. As over the top, René Rast launches the wheel of NASCAR off that crest and down. This guy, full pressure here, Neil. They're absolutely pushing for the win.
Well, they've got such a record to keep up. You know, Sebastian Vettel isn't here this year, so they have to sort of fulfill the dream of a German win. But both rookies, can't stress enough how tricky it is to come here and be welcomed into the world of Racing Champions, but deliver every time you put the helmet on. So kudos to them for getting this far.
Montoya did it last year. Can Germany do it this year? Or is Montoya going to prove that he's got the skills to get the job done again? It's going to be incredibly close. Short run on the inside, but Montoya's on the gas around the outside. Rast versus Montoya flying. Rast has got it done. It is indeed 1-0 to Germany. René Rast takes the win in the first race of the final of the Rock Nations Cup here in Saudi Arabia. Fantastic. The DTM champion with a brilliant drive in a car which is completely different to a DTM car, but beats Montoya, and that's going to take the wind out of their sails. And now Helio Castro-Neves, who lost in the semi-final, has got to get the job done in race 2, or Germany are the champions.
Well, it looks like they're going to be in the Voules. Yeah, there they are. So they're driving the Voules at the moment for the second heat in the final.
He's happy. Yeah, nice, Montoya, good job, straight away. Fantastic to see. That was the start look, so...
Actually a better start for Montoya.
Yeah, as you see, but again, Rast, all that grip, maybe not enough RPM. Either way, he then got the job done through the rest of the lap. Brilliant drive by him.
Tidy.
Germany.
Yeah.
Timo Bernhard now picking up for Rast. So Rast is taking the helmet off. He's not too worried about a tie break, but of course he may have to put it back on again. Here we are. Tom Christensen, all smiles. So Timo Bernhard, 36-year-old from Hamburg in Germany. Remember, the current FIA World Endurance Champion.
He knows how to make it rock and roll, being from Hamburg. He can bring us the spirit of the Reeperbahn out here and really make some good noise. We can listen for the wastegate of these Voules and just see if Germany can do it in 2. You know, that if they lose this one, then it goes to a decider. And if he beats Helio Castro-Neves, that's it. Germany have won Rock Nations Cup.
All hinges on this. The Voul 05 Rock Edition. 3.2 seconds to 60. It's 300 brake horsepower, but it's so light that you get a really high brake horsepower per ton rating. You can see there the bodywork made out of carbon fibre. The owner of this company is so enthusiastic. They make very few cars because they're beautifully made and hand put together.
They were very popular with the drivers last year in Miami, which I think is one of the reasons why they're back.
Manual box as well, so they do a version with the sequential box. They bring the manual box here, you know, H-pattern, just that little bit more.
Are you trying to sell me one?
Needed. Well, I think they'll sell you one if you want one.
Well, I won't have one of these ones. They're slightly second-hand.
Yeah, these ones have been very well used by the drivers. On the right-hand side,
I'd have one signed,
Neves.
And I wouldn't touch it because one of these guys has driven it, but...
Timo Bernhard on the inside.
Pumping himself up, look at that, come on. That's great to see, because he's normally quite cool and calm and collected.
Here we go then, it's 1-0 to Germany. Can Helio Castro-Neves save it and take it through to the tiebreaker, or are Germany going to win it in 2 rounds? We're right on board with both the drivers. Castro-Neves on the outside, times the lock to get the car turned in and over the bridge. Timo Bernhard on the left. The works Porsche driver, of course, is the World Endurance Champion. It would be fitting to see him take a big trophy home here from the Rock Nations Cup. It's all on the line. If Germany win, they win the title. If Helio Castroneves can hold on for Team Latin America, it's going to go to a tie-break.
It looks close. Looks very, very close.
Incredibly close.
I think Helio's still in this. Dancing with the Stars 2007 winner is dancing that car around, left foot braking. But can he keep it up right till the getting a good judge score at the very end?
Timo Bernhard through the right-hander, and then he has the long left to go on the inside on a very big push. Castroneves is very, very quick into the left-hander. Castroneves now lights the top glove. Absolutely brilliant job by him for Team Latin America. Castroneves takes it. He didn't win his run in the semi-final, but when it really counted, he's got the job done. And we are going to a tie-break for the Rock Nations Cup. Mega job. Brilliant stuff. You can see Jenny is down there now with Juan Pablo Montoya. Wow.
Wow, that was exciting for everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of disappointed I didn't win that one, especially in the NASCAR. But, you know, Russ did an amazing lap as well. I made a couple of mistakes, and Helio did a hell of a job there, so...
Look at your boy, he's just coming back now. Are we going to go and greet him?
But no, we still got
I know. You've got to get back in the car. Come on, let's walk over. Let's just walk over, run over. Have a quick word with each other. That was bonkers. Right, JP, we need to get you in a car.
Am I driving or who drives?
So Juan Pablo Montoya is asking who drives. We can answer that for you because it's the two winners who go up against each other. So Helio Castroneves having won leg 2, if you like, at the final. René Rast having won leg 1. They will go up against each other. We're going to see replays of that second race. Fantastic job by Castroneves, and brilliant to lift himself from the defeat in the semi-final. Look at Montoya absolutely jumping around with Coulthard next to him. They are bouncing around. Newgarden in the background, and look, he's loving it. If you're in any doubt as to how much the drivers enjoy this, that should let you know. Even the ones who've been knocked out are having fun.
But it's a great lesson in keeping your head, because those guys are old guards and they know that they couldn't, almost were out, and now they're through.
So you go. Helio Castroneves is now running away. I think he feels he's getting in the car. Oh, no, he's going to go in and congratulate Timo Bernhard. And now Helio Castroneves is going to get into the car. So let's have a quick chat before you get in. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Yeah, beating the Timo especially. I mean, a good friend of mine. It was fun. The car was a little bit on the steer, which I like that. I don't like the oversteer, but it was a lot of fun. So hopefully take this home.
And what did Juan Pablo Montoya say to you just then?
I have no idea. But I'll try to follow. I hope it comes in my mind, but let's see.
Halfway through the final, I'm sure it will. Congratulations. Good luck.
So was he saying he has no idea because he didn't hear him? Or was he saying he has no idea because what he said is not suitable for broadcast? Or he seemed to be hinting that possibly Montoya had a few words of wisdom for him. At this point, you know, there's a lot of pressure on. They want to win.
Well, they've absorbed the pressure brilliantly. And, you know, as I was saying before, the fact that they thought they were out, they stood at their ground, then they're in, and now they're matching the Germans, and they're sort of down to the very tiebreaker at the very end of the final of the Rock Nations Cup, shows that they're in a good mental space. But maybe Juan Pablo was speaking Spanish to him and he was expecting to hear Portuguese. So I don't know what he meant, or maybe he's kind of, it's more mind games back at the Germans. I don't know.
We'll see. Full focus again, look straight into full focus mode.
Is that a special button? Full focus
I think
mode.
it is. Well, it is for these guys. They will. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Look at that. The two checkered flags tell you all you need to know. It's one apiece in the final of the Rock Nations Cup. And we have got a race, just a quick 2 laps under the famous bridge, over the famous bridge, to swap sides, the short lap, the long lap around the outside, the same piece of tarmac they've got to cover in the same car with the same weight passenger after a long night of jumping in and out the cars. It all comes down to this. About to roll out. Okay, Neil, here's your money on. You're the Racing Champions expert, so I can throw you under the bus at this point and ask you for a prediction, or you can just be honest and say you're not sure.
Well, I have to say that form speaks, that the experienced people who've done Race of Champions before and who've delivered all night is the Latin America team. But the two rookies, you know, both current champions in their own championships, and they've just been so strong. And Germany, Germany is on that cup. That cup has the word Germany on it 7 times, 6 of them in a row. So we can't bet against Germany winning again.
Well, you're going to find out. It's not going to take very long. There you go. The cars roll up to the line. The track looks big here. It's a big stadium. The track looks fantastic. It's been a brilliant event.
It's great to have the bridge back.
Race to go. The all-important crossover. It's 1-all. But Team Latin America going to win the Rock Nations Cup for the first time, or are Germany going to win it for the 8th time? You can hear the crowd cheering. You can hear a pin drop. And pressure is on. Everybody is out down in the driver holding area watching, but nobody is as focused as these two guys are on those red lights in the centre of the start-finish straight here in Riyadh. Here we go. Red lights on. We're about to get the final race of the Rock Nations Cup underway. This is the decider. It's a very even start between the two cars as they head down towards turn 1. Germany are on the inside and will tackle the famous Rock crossover bridge first of all. Around the outside, Castro Neves drops underneath. Castro Neves is really sideways from the commentary position. We could see there was he too sideways. He's very sideways again. Castro Neves is on a big push here.
Well, he knows this is it. This is his chance. They haven't won, Latin America haven't won the Rock Nations Cup. His teammates won the Race of Champions. And he could do it.
Oh, sideways again. He's almost in the wall. It's a wheel tap on the wall. So Castro Neves with a wheel tap on the wall. And that's possibly going to have the advantage to René Rast. The German car passes underneath the crossover bridge now. You can see it on your screens. Rast is coming around the right-hander. This is going to go all the way to the line. Castro Neves has made some mistakes here. I wonder, has Rast done enough on the inside? He's had the tidier drive. And indeed, it's going to be Germany who take the Rock Nations Cup for a record 8th time. Brilliant performance by René Rast and Timo Bernhard. They're a pair of rookies, and they've gone home with the big trophy from the Rock Nations Cup. Great drive.
You can see there that René Rast was tempted to go into the donut zone, but he knows that we've got a show to do here. That's a true professional. He was going to go at donuts there, but he's come back round to see his teammate, to congratulate Timo, who had, you know, the two of them have just supported each other brilliantly.
Interesting drive. Castro Neves either tried too hard or just didn't quite adapt quickly enough to the changing car, and you could see he was sideways. The car was beautifully under control. You know, was it just slightly too much attack, or was it slightly underestimating the grid levels? Either way, Team Latin America beaten in the very last race of the Rock Nations Cup. And these guys, Team Germany, doing the job that Sebastian Vettel did on his own last time out in Miami. René Rast and Timo Bernhard are the Rock Nations Cup champions. Super close final race off the line, and then watch for the mistakes. There we go, very sideways, and this was the moment he did tap the wall. And in fact, yeah, definitely damage on the rear right corner there.
It was all over at that point.
Yeah, it was. Well, to be honest, I think already there's been enough sideways moments that he's lost some time, but a big push by Castro Neves. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much. And there you can see what it means to the guys. Bernhard and Rast over the moon, straight down to see Frederick, who's the first to congratulate them. And there you go, Team Germany, the winners of Group A. They won their semi-final straight. Rast and Bernhard knocked out the locals, Team Saudi Arabia, and went through to the final. It went down to the last race where Rast got the job done. Team Germany are the champions. Great night's racing, good stuff. Looking forward to tomorrow now, and the individual competition when you haven't got any chance to let your teammate take the pressure. You know, tomorrow it's all down to them. These boys, what are they looking? They looking to head out and do some donuts or something, but you know.
Well, it's much easier for them to drive around to the podium and just step over a couple of barriers.
Yeah,
because if they drive round, they can do some donuts.
Drivers will be drivers.
Yeah, they'll get the applause of the crowd, and of course, Team Latin America have done extremely well to make it through to the final. But incredibly, again, after so many years of Sebastian Vettel and Michael Schumacher winning together, Then last year, Sebastian Vettel, his teammate Pascal Wehrlein couldn't compete in the final of Rock Nations Cup, so he did it himself, sort of did all the heats. And now, Team Germany have won the Rock Nations Cup again, but with 2 rookies. I can't stress enough how impressive that is for Timo and Rene, and look how happy they are.
But you would be. You know, you come to this event, you're facing all these legends, you know, and suddenly you manage to get the job done. And, you know, they probably come here thinking, I don't know what this is going to be like. You know, I wonder how narrow it's going to be. I wonder if it's going to be slippery. I wonder if the cars will be equal. They've come in, they've answered all those questions. And any time you go to you'll hear any driver ever say, if they've never been to a track before, there's so much to learn. Yeah, they've got to learn the format of the event. There's, you know, there's all the events that come around, the amount of publicity, the interviews, facing all these guys who've never raced before. You know, they don't race against Petter Solberg. So, you know, suddenly they've met all these different people and they've done it. And it will be a huge relief to them to have got the job done.
And also this year is unusual because we've had a lot of rookies. I think more than half the field this year, it's their first race of champions, which is brilliant to get a lot of new blood.
Yeah.
But it means that historically you've always had people who've kind of done it before, give you advice, you can follow their lines, but a lot of these people are new and they don't get a lot of practice.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, the other car was a little bit into my style, a little bit into steer.
Coulthard down there talking to Castro Neves. He was explaining, he was explaining about the car and feeling slightly different for him. So they will be disappointed again, particularly because they've had the real roller coaster tonight of thinking, we're out. You know, there would have been a time and a place where they'd have been out the race suits and out the stadium and gone, and then someone would have gone, where are you? We're on the motorway. Get back here. You know, luckily they hung around and they made it through. So they made it through, having thought they weren't going to. You know, then they got to the semi-finals and they had to fight for it in the semi-finals. It went to the third race, and then they get through to the final and it goes all the way. So to have gone all that way, having thought you're out and then come back in, it's disappointing.
I like that as well because in that tie break, Rene knew that he dropped Helio way back, so he just cruised over the finish line, pumping the air. It's like such a huge relief because every single race is so short. They're over in a flash. So you kind of go, I won it. Oh, brilliant. Next one. Oh, I won it. Oh, brilliant. Next one. And that's what they've done. Team Germany have just done it every night. Deliver, 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 deliver.
Well done.
8 wins. 8 wins in the Rock Nations Cup. Brilliant stuff. There was a big party going on the grandstand opposite, but we are going to head down and have a catch-up with Crofty, who is with our winners, Rene Rast and Timo Bernhard.
Before we get onto the podium, gentlemen, congratulations. If Sebastian Vettel won it on his own for Team Germany last year, you did a good team effort tonight.
It was a real team effort. I mean, we went through until the final, and then Rene pulled 2 very good heats. I was not so happy with I did a small mistake against Helio, but then Rene pulled that off, and it's great to win. It's a real team effort today, and very proud to be winning this Nation Cup today.
How does this compare to some of the other things that you might have won in the past?
It's hard to compare. I mean, here are the best of the best. You know, all these names. When I was young, I watched them in Formula One in different categories, in rally and everywhere. And now, you know, competing against those guys and winning is like, it's just like a dream come true again.
And just briefly, this is the 8th time Team Germany have won the Rock Nations Cup.
There's something about it. It's also in soccer, they call it the Mannschaft, the team, so maybe it also relies in, it also correlates with the motorsport, so it must be something in there.
I think we'll call you the Rock Nations Meisters from now on. You're no longer rookies. Congratulations, guys. See you on the podium in a moment.
Yeah, rookie badge gone. Can we call them rookies tomorrow? I'm not sure we can.
Yes, technically for Race of Champions, they're still rookies. But they have just had so much experience tonight. That's the other thing that Ryan was saying is the track time that these guys have had. Helio Castroneves, Timo Bernhard, Rene Rast and Juan Pablo Montoya have had so much seat time, track time, and that's practice for tomorrow, so they naturally have an advantage when it comes all back to reset, default, control, alt, delete for tomorrow. When they do Race of Champions individually, they've had so much more practice than the people that went out in the group stage.
In comes the DHL truck. You might wonder why that's coming in. They are, of course, one of the event sponsors, but they have a very special delivery in the back of that van. Terry Grant's down there, our resident stunt driver. Don't let Terry drive the van. He'll be on 2 wheels. He'll be doing donuts. Then there'll be whatever's in the back will be smashed to bits because he'll be sent all over the place.
As long as it's burgers, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
From Yazid Al Raji. But a word for Terry because he has helped the race
all the drivers as well, but particularly the E-Rock guys. And didn't they perform well?
Yeah, and he's been helping the rookies to to get up to speed at Race of Champions.
Special delivery. There it is. The Rock Nations Cup trophies. Out it comes. Stunning. Passed over the wall. Frederick asking for the other trophy as well. Going to get those handed up to the drivers. Podium ceremony ready to go. Local VIPs.
Thank you. We can leave.
Here we see them first. We're going to see the winners first of all. So they head up onto the stage. Rast and Bernhard ready to receive their trophies. David Croft is down at the podium now. He's going to be overseeing the handing out of those trophies. The smile says all you need to know. That trophy means an awful lot to both those lads, René Rast and Timo Bernhard, two very professional drivers. World Endurance Champion, DTM Champion, and now Rock Nations Cup champions. Germany do it for the 8th time. Brilliant stuff. Team Latin America beaten in the final, but a fantastic performance from them. And a couple of big trophies for the boys to take home as well. And of course, don't forget, they're going to get to come back tomorrow for the Race of Champions and see which individual driver we crowned the champion of champions. Great to see Frederick down in the midst of it all, Neil. Been involved in this event, of course, right from the very start.
Yeah, Frederick Johnson's got a very good brain for this kind of thing. He's brought this to Saudi Arabia. He's taken it to lots of new territories. And one of the territories we've moved into is sim racing, like the E-Race today. E-Rock was an innovation.
Yeah, great to see. Great to see the pace from those guys. Neil Cole, thank you for joining me. Thanks to Jenny Gow and David Croft reporting from down in the paddock. Rock Nations Cup is done for this year. Went all the way down to the final race of the night, but it is Team Germany who take their 8th title. If you've enjoyed that, then you will love tomorrow. We've got the Race of Champions coming up, where we are going to crown an individual winner. No teammates to worry about, nothing to hold back. Flat out action in all the cars. You're going to see anyone in the wall? I think they're going to be pushing hard. Christensen, will you see one of the legends at the top step, or is it going to be a rookie? Join us tomorrow for the Race of Champions from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you then.
This February, Sky Sports brings you all the drama, action and excitement from the best in the world.
Talk about the man for the occasion. Oh, into the crowd in the top tier.
Magnificent game of cricket. That is special. That is really special.
She's not going to score another one. Oh, yes, she is.
Feel it all this February on Sky Sports.
We can't do all the things you do. We can't drill, taper, trim, or find the perfect cut. No. But we can help you meet the few thousand more people who don't just live down the street. Help you fix his bike, her bike, his bike. And here, a few more times a day. Let's show the world what you can do.